certainly glad to have you listening to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM. Don't forget, you can watch the replay of every Blacksburg Bruins home game on Channel 2, WTOB, here in Blacksburg, every Monday night at 7 o'clock and every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. So you can see the replay of Homecoming 2004, what hopefully will be a very happy homecoming for the Bruin faithful. First replay Monday at 7. Northside, interestingly enough, they won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will be kicking off from right to left to the Bruins, who are donned in their royal blue uniforms tonight. The jerseys and pants with the yellow numbers, blue helmets with the gold face mask, and the stripe down the center. Northside wears yellow jerseys, green pants, green numbers, and helmets that resemble the Minnesota Vikings, except instead of being purple and white, they are green with the gold Viking symbol on either side and gold face masks. As back deep for the Bruins will be Sales, along with Gregory and Turley. And the man that will be booting the football to Blacksburg is Jeremy Theus, 5'10" senior kicker.
This team has had some pretty disappointing losses, have the Bruins so far this year, and they've bounced back every single week, and if nothing else, Rick, they've played hard. Even though that offense has had its struggles and the defense has been on the field most of the game, they've bounced back every week and they've played hard, and I think they believe, and that's half the battle.
Officials are going over some last-minute instruction. Arm is down. Theus approaches the ball, and we are underway. Homecoming 2004. Sales will retreat at the 3, drop it, pick it up at the 5. He's across the 10, and he slips down as he tried to make his cut at the 17-yard line. We saw that a lot in the second half a week ago down in Daleville. First down and 10, 12-yard return for Sales. Ball's going to be spotted, it looks like, right at the 18.
Now, kids, you know, when you watch film, Rick, kids aren't dumb, and they can watch film and tell that they're probably physically superior and athletically superior to this Northside football team tonight. What you have to keep your ball club from doing tonight, if you're Dave Christ, is being complacent. You want to come out early, score, and just set the tone.
An I formation will start things, and behind quarterback Daniel Smith, the senior brings them out. Receiver to each side. They're going to toss it to the near side. That is Sales lowering his shoulder right into the heart of that north side line, and he may have gotten a yard to the 19-yard line. First man to greet him in the pile was Mo Abasea, and Jared mentioned him. He's 5'10", 246 pounds, second down and 9.
Well, they ran the tall sweep that time over right tackle, tried to kick the left end out of Northside. Abasea did a great job of sliding down and making that play for no gain.
Going to send 2 receivers to the left. Matthews, Clemens will be in the slot. Another I formation, Jennings and Sales. Ball directly in the middle of the field for second down and 9. Smith calls out the signals, hands it off to Sales. He's going to kick it outside to the left, and he's going to be cut down as he gets across the 20. Skips ahead to about the 21-yard line, a gain of 2. Third down and 7 forthcoming for the Bruins. Nice stick put up front that time by Brandon Fleming, a linebacker. He also starts at fullback for this team, 5'11", 232.
It looked to me like right outside linebacker Greg Myers for the Vikings did a good job of getting up the field, and he forced Sales to bounce outside instead of running up inside where he wanted to go.
Third and long yardage. So the Bruins, who ran so well in the second half last week, struggling their first 2 plays. 2 receivers to the right side. Smith under center, 3-step drop, play action, going to roll to the right, looking, throws off his back foot, incomplete. He was looking for Matthews, who cut it up at the 35. The ball was thrown behind him at the 40. As a matter of fact, the man who had the best chance to catch it was Ben Creasy, the corner man who came over to play the left side. So, good start for Northside at 0-5, Jared. 3 and out for the Bruins. His Sales will stay on the field to kick it back to Northside as Creasy will retreat to his 45.
Yeah, not the way you wanted to start there if you're Dave Christ's offense. He's talking to Daniel Smith on the sideline about something. It looks like he wasn't pleased maybe with the timing of the throw, or maybe he thought Daniel should have run for the first down because I believe he had the room there to pick it up.
Josh stands on his 7. He's averaging 40 yards per kick. This, when he hits off the side of his foot, it's a nubber. It's going to roll at the 40 diagonally and be down at the 46-yard line. So, not a very good kick by Josh. Sometimes you get an advantageous roll out of that. Not the case here on the damp turf. Terrific start on offense here for Northside. First down, they have a 46-yard field. And here comes their quarterback, who has really struggled so far this season on offense, Brandon Van Marter, 6'1" sophomore. We also might see Ben Creasy, the senior. And the Vikings work from right to left. No score in the football game. 10:21 to go. Their first possession. 2 receivers out to the right side. An I formation. Fleming and Dill. And they're going to hand it off on the option. Nope. The quarterback kept it. Van Marter, nothing doing. He's going to be pushed back a couple yards. Herbie Hypes was there along with Walters and Nick Green. It's going to be 2nd and 12. Good pursuit up the field for Blacksburg.
Nice job of stringing out the option there by the Blacksburg defense. We talked to Von Phipps before the game, and he said they had some problems covering that option of Lord Botetots last week out of that run and shoot set where they only had the one quarterback and the tailback, Devon Wood, back there. You can tell they've worked on that in practice this week, and if Northside's going to try that, Rick, against our defense tonight, I think they're going to have a long night.
We have an injury on the field, and it is someone Blacksburg can ill afford to have out of this game. It is Joe Turley, Mr. Do Everything on that defense. Until Matt Woods gets back next week, Joe Turley is down, and he's in a lot of pain at the 43. Did not see what happened. He's going to be replaced by Grant Duncan. Turley now going to unstrap his helmet. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and step out, take a 30-second break. 2nd down and 12 coming up for the Vikings. You're in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Well, hello. There's nothing more rewarding than helping a kid.
Now, a few observations. All kids should have the right to experiment.
Imitation, an art form to kids. Staring. There's just no explanation for it.
Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Have a super great day.
Joe Turley being helped off the field, putting absolutely no weight at all on his right leg. And he looks like he's in a lot of pain. We won't speculate. We'll try to find out for you at halftime when Jared goes down to talk with Dave Chris. But this does not look like an injury that Joe's going to be able to come back from very quickly. We'll keep you updated. I formation for Northside, 2nd and 12. The ball is back now on their own 47. Van Marter under center is going to hand it off to tailback Dill, and he's going to be stacked up in the line of scrimmage and then thrown down for no gain. From the blind side, it was Matt Drumheller. You know, we're used to seeing Matt in the number 83. He wears 83 on the road, 42 at home. We'll give Dill a yard. It's 3rd down and 11, and the blocking up front was really collapsed on the first 2 offensive plays.
That looked like a great job over there at left tackle by Ray Williams. He did a good job of plugging the hole and allowing the pursuit to get there. That's a big body to move around.
9:12 to go. From right to left, the Vikings work. 2 receivers to the left. The slot man on the left side is Adam DeHaven. And the ball was fumbled by Van Marter. It's loose at the 46. Josh Sales saying that Blacksburg has it. It has been recovered by Northside. Be a gain of actually a yard on the play. Now they're going to switch it up and say Blacksburg. 2 officials pointed in Northside's direction. Then the side judge came up and said no. A royal blue jersey came out of there with it, so the Bruins do get the turnover at the 46-yard line.
What a surprise. The Blacksburg Bruin defense comes up big again as the Northside offense had a short field. They had the ball 1st and 10 on the 46 and lost a yard, and now they've turned it over. And neither Dave Christ nor Jim Hickam, either one, got the start out of their offense that they wanted tonight.
So now the Bruins have it. Clemens to the right side, an I formation. 46-yard line for Blacksburg. No score in the football game. 2nd possession for the home team. Smith takes the snap, running handoff to Sales, trying to get the corner. He will. 50. He's got a 1st down, 45, all the way down to the north side 40 before he's pushed out of bounds. They're going to spot it at about the 41. Gain on the play of 14 yards for the senior tailback coming off a 200-plus yard performance last week at Lord Botetourt.
Nice read off the block by Sales. The fullback, Jennings, hit the defensive end for the Northside Vikings, and Sales read it, and he, instead of going up inside, he cut off the rear end of his fullback and turned on the Jets and went outside around right in for a big gain. Good read.
Ball spotted just outside of the Northside 41-yard line. You need that tape there?
Yeah, you're slacking.
Clemens to the left, I formation. Jennings and Sales. Ball's on the right hash mark. And the handoff will go to the fullback, Jennings. Not much doing. Straight up the middle. Abasaya up front hit him once again. He had some help this time, though, from the end, Brandon Carroll. 2nd down and 9.
The offensive line for Blacksburg has to get better every single day, every single game. In this base blocking scheme where you're running isolation plays, man-on-man blocking, fullback on linebacker a lot of times inside those tackles, you have to keep your feet moving and stay on your man.
8:21 to go, a turning first quarter clock. 2 wings on the left side for the Bruins. Sales, the single setback. He'll probably take the ball that way. No, they try to counter it, and Northside was waiting on it. Sales going to be met at the line of scrimmage. and get right back to the 40-yard line. That was a terrific read here on the near side by Greg Myers, the left outside linebacker. He turned that play back inside and right into the arms of Brandon Fleming. It looked like it was set up nicely, but just a better reaction by Northside.
They had the double wing set up to the left, and what they tried to do, they tried to bring Robert Jennings back across the formation on the counter play and use him as a trap blocking fullback, but he did not get over there in time. The Northside defense made penetration and shut down the trap gap, and there was nowhere to go for Sales.
Third down and a full 9 yards to go for the Bruins. Again, two wings on the left. That's the wide side of the field. Smith under center, three-step drop. Now he's going to roll out to the left, and his pass is nowhere near the intended receiver. On the far side, Derek Doss. He was open. He had spotted up out in the right flat. He had beaten the coverage by the linebacker, and first two throws for Daniel Smith haven't been very impressive in another punting situation.
Max protection that time for the Bruins. They had two receivers out in the pattern over to the left, and that time Doss was open, and Smith did not turn his shoulders toward the line of scrimmage. Rick, it's imperative when you're rolling across your body, whether you're left-handed going to your right or right-handed going to your left, you have to get your shoulders square to the line of scrimmage, especially to throw that short ball.
Sales from the 50 gets the punt away, heavy pressure. And the ball will bounce inside the 10. Creasy was the deep man. He let it go. And it's going to take a nice Blacksburg roll and be down at the 5-yard line. Josh got ran into by about 4 yellow jerseys, but when the players that come into the punter bounce off of the punter, I think that kept the official from throwing his flag.
Is there a running into the kicker in high school football? I'm serious.
I think there is.
Just a roughing?
Yeah, sure.
I know they have the running into and the roughing in college and pro. I don't know what they have in high school. That was not roughing, but it was definitely running into by about 2 or 3 different Vikings.
They got good pressure up the field. That might be what we're going to see all night long. Coach Hickam knows he's limited from a skill position standpoint offensively. Van Marter under center. He's going to hand it off to the tailback, and there's a nice room up the middle. That is Chris Hobson, a sophomore. He's got 5 after the 10. The tackle was finally made up front by Nick Green, but a good surge. And again, Coach Chris said in the open, he's very impressed with this Northside offensive line.
Green and Hypson on that play. Ray Williams once again made penetration up the field from his tackle spot. He is beating his man off the punch over there at left tackle.
We're going to spot it back for a gain of 3. They actually changed the spot for the start of that first down play from the 5 to the 7, so he took it out to the 10 to Hobson.
You get the feeling this Blacksburg defense knows that they are going to have to win football games for this team.
6:40 to go. I formation for the Vikings. It's Hobson over left tackle. Nice running again to about the 14-yard line. It'll leave the Vikings with a 3rd down and 3. Once again, looked like it was Hypes and Green on the stop. So 3rd and short yardage here for the Vikings, working from right to left.
It was Nick Green. Mo Abasaya tried to turn Green out, and Green did a good job of crossing the face of the tackle and sliding down the line of scrimmage parallel to the ball carrier and making the tackle. Good textbook play by Green.
So Dobson, nice surge following those big offensive linemen. Average about 250 up front. Out of the eye they work. They're going to hand it off Hobson, trying to get the corner, and he's slung down in the backfield by Herbie Hypes. Herbie got there first, grabbed the ankles. It's going to lose on the play 3 yards, and another 4th down coming. So early on, both defenses dominating this game.
There are many coaches in the state of Virginia that would love to have the type of quickness that Blacksburg has on their defensive line. Herbie Hypes that time came down the line of scrimmage from his right tackle spot, and I'd say he was probably, a good 8 to 10 yards away from where he lines up and made that play at the line of scrimmage. Actually, I think it was about for a 1-yard loss maybe.
Jeremy Theus stands 3 yards deep in his end zone to kick it to the Bruins. They come after it, and it's a high wobbler. It's going to bounce at the 40, and Sales lets it go. That was a mistake. It's going to go all the way down inside Blacksburg territory and be down at the 47. So not a bad kick at all. It's going to go for about 43 yards net. And now Blacksburg, again, pretty good field position. They couldn't take advantage of it a moment ago, however, after the fumble by Van Marter.
Grant Sims was right in there and had a chance to block that, and Von Phipps is talking to him right now. I think what he's telling him is, look, when you get that close, you have to lay out and dive and put your hands on that punter's foot. You cannot run at the punter because the punter's going to take a couple steps forward. You have to go to where his foot's going to be, and I think if Sims had laid out, he might have had a shot to get a finger on that one.
Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you from Bill Brown Stadium. Homecoming 2004. 5:24 to go in the quarter. Still no score in the game. 3rd possession for the Bruins. Twin receivers to the right. They're going to throw on 1st down. Play action for Smith. He's cut off, now throws on the run, and it's caught by Matthews for a 1st down to the north side 41. He picked up 11 yards. Smith got hit late on the play. He's slow in getting up, but he pops right back up, and that by far was his best throw of the night.
A good route and a good drop and pass from Daniel Smith. Matthews, a good job setting down in the hook zone. Smith that time rolling to his right, got the shoulder square to the line of scrimmage and hit his tight end, hit his split end. He took a shot when he approached the line of scrimmage and he squared his shoulders. He exposed himself. He took a shot, looked like maybe to the breastbone area there, Rick, right in the chest.
Yeah, he had popped up, and then he ran off the field, and he's replaced by the sophomore, John Cook, whom we talked about in the open. Trips to the left, receiver to the right to Salvo. They're going to hand it off to the fullback Jennings, nothing doing. Right again at the heart of this 4-4 defense for Northside. Fleming was there, no gain, second down and 10. So we've seen Turley and now the quarterback Smith leave because of injuries for Blacksburg.
We'll welcome John Cook because it looks like he's going to see some playing time here for an extended amount of time because they are checking Daniel Smith out on the sidelines, are the trainers. It doesn't look like I don't think it's an equipment problem, so he's having some issues down there.
Second and 10, ball at the 41, I formation. Receiver out to the left is Clemens. They're going to toss it to Sale. Josh is cut off, now cuts it up at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be knocked down. Again, no gain. Surge up front. Abasea, we've called his name a few times here in this first quarter. Ben Creasy as well. And I'll tell you what, right now, the battle on both sides of the football being dominated by the defensive lines, and Blacksburg's looking at a 3rd and 10.
Exactly. Northside making good penetration that time over the left side of our offensive line. And, Rick, we've got to the point of the season where everybody knows Josh Sales is the guy. We have gone from having to run to throw to having to throw to be able to run. They're just piling it in there and pinning their ears back and coming.
3rd and 10, Cook under center, 3-step drop. He wanted to run it, got cut off. Now he's going to fire it down the field behind DeSalvo, and it's knocked away. One-on-one coverage. Ben Creasy, a senior, who's been starting for this Vikings football team for 3 years, had blanket coverage. So Blacksburg, yet again, they can't take advantage of a short field, and they're going to have to punt it. And let's see, maybe they can pin Northside back deep and force a turnover with their defense.
You couldn't tell they were 0-5 by us, could you? They are coming out with some fight. I mean, they may know this may be one of the only chances they have to win a football game all year, and they're tired of losing, and it's showing.
Sales at his 47-yard line. Again, Creasy back deep, high snap. Josh goes to get it, heavy pressure again. Off the side of his foot, it bounces, takes a bad bounce for Blacksburg. It's going to be touched up at the 26-yard line. That could have been much better. As Josh had the rush after the high snap, there were about 6 yellow jerseys coming right after him, honing in on him, trying to get the block. So the Bruins struggling offensively mightily their first 3 possessions. Northside answering the bell, as Josh mentioned, 29-yard line. And sometimes when you're 0-5, you're the homecoming opponent for a team. That's all the incentive you need if you're Coach Hickle.
You know what this reminds me of? Graham. This defense for Northside has about 8 guys in the box, and they are shooting gaps and making penetration, and we cannot throw, and they are hanging around. Graham hung around and won the football game, just dominated us on defense because we had no passing game. That's what this is reminding me of so far early here.
3:42, Northside from right to left. Opening quarter, still no score in the football game. Tie-dye formation, Fleming and Dill. We're going to hand it off to the fullback Fleming on the option, and he's going to carry ahead to about the 32. If it stands, it would be a 3-yard gain, but there's a flag down on the field trailing the play.
Well, they had unbalanced that time, Rick, to the right, and they had one of their backs lined up right behind right guard, like a little blocking back, and they ran what you would consider a double lead right behind him out of that unbalanced set over to the right side. They're going to call illegal procedure against Northside. Somebody must have moved early because that was not an illegal formation.
First penalty of the game against either club. It'll take the football back to the 24. First down and 15 forthcoming for the Vikings.
Anytime you see a 70 or a 60 out here all by himself on the end, it's unbalanced on the other side. I saw 74 over here by himself at left tackle. And then I spotted that little up back. Sometimes you can hide that little up back in there and the defense doesn't see him. You can pick up an extra block and bust somebody wide open through the line of scrimmage before they ever notice he's there.
Vikings were taking a lot of time in the huddle, and they're forced to call a timeout. Van Marter saw the clock running down, so as they take one, so will we. Slow start to the game on offense, 3:10 to go, homecoming 2004, no score. We'll be back with more after this. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
You'll never have to stop and ask for directions.
And you'll be helping a busload of people. And when you pass by, everyone will stop and take notice.
If you are at least 20 years of age,
have a good driving record, and are interested in working for the best transit system in Virginia.
Visit our website at www.vtransit.org or give us a call at 961-1185.
Blacksburg Transit, we're your bus line.
After the timeout, Northside's going to have it first down and 15 at the 24. An I formation. Van Morter, three-step drops, going to throw it down the middle of the field, and the ball was on target and knocked away at the last second. Intended for Adam DeHaven. Coverage on the play by Grant Sims. Second down and 15. That was a terrific hit, but a pretty good throw by the sophomore quarterback, Brandon Van Marter.
Well, the split receiver tried to go to the little skinny post, and Sims did an excellent job. What you teach your defensive backs if you're in man coverage on the post is you have to try to beat the guy to his route, to his spot where he's trying to make his cut, and Sims did a good job of arriving right at the same time the ball did.
I formation, a wing back on the right side. And they're going to hand it off to Deal. He's going to reverse field. Nice run, 30, and he falls ahead to the 33-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play for Drew Deal. Deal is a 5'10", 195-pound junior. Tackle was made by Walters on the play. So again, Surge that time up front, opened up. The offensive line did a good job firing off for Northside.
At that time, Jonathan Howard did a good job of turning that play back to the inside as he comes off the field. Now he'll be replaced. I thought he did an excellent job of turning the ball back inside and had no help to the inside.
That's the longest run of the night for either club. Third possession for Northside. 2.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Still no score.
Actually, maybe he didn't do as good a job as I think he did because he's getting berated by Von Phipps on the sidelines.
I formation. Van Marter fumbles the snap again. Ball is loose. This time, though, I believe he picks it up. It's going to be fourth down. He did save his team some field position. The Bruins were all over it, but Van Marter at 6'1" was able to get down, stretch out on the football. No gain, no loss on the play, but Blacksburg holds yet again, and now, maybe it'll take a big play from the special teams, as it did, at Graham in the second half to finally get Blacksburg on the board when Josh Sales broke one for 90 yards. Theus back at his 15. Pressure comes, but he gets it away freely. Sales going to let it bounce at the 42-yard line, and it's going to be touched up at the 38 of Blacksburg. 1:49 to go. Let's see if the fourth possession of the quarter produces anything for the Bruins offense.
And we'll see if Daniel Smith makes his way back onto the football field. Even though he will not, it will be Cook once again to come out to lead the offense. So Daniel Smith either has some kind of problems after the hit, maybe a blood issue, or I couldn't tell exactly what it was. It looked like they had the trainers had some rags, some little cloths down there or something working on him. I thought it might be blood, and they might be able to get him back in, but it may be more serious than that.
Out of the eye they'll work. We still haven't seen Joe Turley as well.
If you can get more serious than blood.
Receiver to each side of the field. Now I think blood's pretty serious. And this is going to be a blown play. Cook wanted to toss it. Nobody was home. He's trying to make what he can out of it. And to his credit, he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 42 after a 4-yard gain. There's a late flag trailing the play.
Josh Sales trying to lead for his quarterback. Hit one of the Vikings right in the back and looked right at the official like, did you see that? And he threw his yellow flag. I should say, yes, I did see that. So a mistake by the senior right out in front of everybody. That was an easy call for the side judge.
Holding penalty, the first against Blacksburg. And again, give Cook credit as a sophomore to kind of improvise. Once the play wasn't there in the backfield, it's going to be marked off from the spot of the infraction from the 41 down to the 31-yard line. So the Bruins shooting themselves in the foot. Play was busted. Second down and 20 coming up. Or check that, first down and 20. As the official rolls his arm and the clock will run yet again. We approach 1:40. Still no score in the game.
Northside defense just exuding confidence with every single play.
Two receivers out to the left. That's the wide side of the field for first and 20. Long snap count. Cook. Play action. Rolls to the left. Throws on the run. And he turned around Plymouth, and it's intercepted by Creasy. He's returning it to the Blacksburg 30 to the 24-yard line. Again, a bad throw by a Blacksburg quarterback. Cook intercepted by Creasy, and now the Vikings are in business.
Right side of the north side defense forced Cook to go deeper on his rollout than he would have liked to. He threw it off his back foot, a little sidearm toss out there, and didn't have enough mustard on it. Creasy picked it off, made a good return, and can Northside have any better field position than they have had already here in this first quarter?
So the turnovers are even at 1. Timeout Blacksburg. Northside, after the Creasy pick and return, will have it at the 24. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Mrs. Abruzzo, I'm here with the Neighborhood Watch.
Yes!
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm signing up people for the Neighborhood Watch.
You've made our dreams come true. You have your cameras here? Where are you going, Mr. McMahon?
I'm going to check with the lady next door. Yeah,
are you going to get the check?
Start a Neighborhood Watch. It's just one of the many ways you can help make America stronger. To find out how, call or log on for this free guide.
Northside after the timeout from right to left, first down at the 24. Vaughn Phipps really letting his defensive troops have it. Bruins have come out very flat on homecoming, and give Northside credit. They've played very well. We knew the offensive line would be a handful. They're going to throw a pass on first down. It's terribly underthrown, and DeSalvo intercepts it at the 8-yard line. They tried the isolation one-on-one here on the near sideline with DeHaven and DeSalvo. Looked like the ball may have slipped out of the hands of the quarterback, Van Marter. So back-to-back plays, back-to-back interceptions.
Well, they had single coverage out here on DeSalvo, and I guess Hickam tried to throw a little wrinkle in there after coming out of the timeout. They've been predominantly running the football the entire first quarter. They had single coverage locked up out here on DeSalvo, and the ball slipped out of Van Marter's hands. Had no chance.
So the Bruins make a big play on defense. They have it first down at their own 8. Minute 24 to go in the quarter.
Man, you can really pin your ears back now if you're Northside with Cook in there at the quarterback spot. The passing game just took a big hit.
Sending Clemens in motion to the right. They're going to hand it off to Sales. Retreats at the 10. Now we'll cut it back at the 13. A 5-yard pickup on first down. Hit made up front by Northside's Scott Moore, the right side linebacker. Second down and 5. And is this Josh Sales?
Looks to be.
Down on the field? Oh, my goodness gracious. Josh is holding his left knee.
It looks like he's holding his
right
below his knee on the front part of his leg, almost like where his shin is.
Injuries have been devastating already with Joe Turley going out, Daniel Smith, the quarterback, and now your leading offensive weapon statistically and psychologically as well for your opponent. You're right. And Sales looks like he's got some problems with that left leg. A minute 9 to go, Jared, and this doesn't look good.
And Kevin Gregory is going to come in to do whatever he can to replace Sales. But, no, you lose your starting quarterback to whatever that injury was, and now the workhorse of not only your offense but your defense, too, at that free safety spot. He's also a leader on defense, and he's the punter, best athlete on the football team, and right now he is on his back looking at the night sky here in Blacksburg.
And this place got very, very quiet. Let's go ahead and take a timeout. We'll be back. Get you updated on the injuries at halftime. That'll be something we know we have to do to keep everybody updated. Stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
So, son, what'd you do in school today?
Well, first I went to spelling, and then that was over. And then study hall, and then that was over. And then it was lunchtime, so I went to lunch. And then I ate it, and then lunchtime.
The less art kids get, the more it shows.
School was over, and now I'm here.
Are yours getting enough?
Sounds like yesterday.
Art. Ask for more.
A very humbling scene here at Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg fans are standing, and Josh Sales is still down on the field at the 10-yard line. And it looks like that they're going to have to bring the ambulance over. They have brought out, it looks like, one of those portable stretchers. It looked like up here, Jared, that something definitely was wrong with the lower part of his left leg toward his left knee. We won't speculate on it. We knew as soon as he rolled over and took his helmet off, it was a very, very serious injury. The Blacksburg kids are trying to keep their wits about him here, but they're very upset to see their fallen teammate. And when you have the other two injuries, it's bad enough, but, Joe Turley was able to at least walk off the field with some help, and Daniel Smith, and you can't say that about Josh Sales, and that just changes really everything this whole night really was offering. Homecoming 2004, a great atmosphere. All of a sudden, all that's turned out the window.
It just seems like the twilight zone, and these guys have fought so hard through the first 4 games for everything that they have. And even though with the 1-3 record, the games have been closer than the record shows, and you hate to see these seniors go down like this tonight in their homecoming game, especially when I thought, personally, that they had a chance to turn their season around. And it looks like that they may have lost Josh Sales for an indefinite period of time, as the ambulance is pulling through the gate right now to come and escort him to some care. They also have the yellow Blacksburg Bruin Gator mobile, if you would, down here on the sideline. Looks like it may be coming to get either Joe Turley or Daniel Smith. We can't really tell who's going to hop aboard that one. It may be both of those guys. We're not sure. I believe it's going to be Turley going to get on that. He is still favoring that right leg and holding it up in an L shape, and he's going to be put on the Gator by Ray Williams. And the ambulance is right now picking up Josh Sales. And, man, you hate to see anybody get hurt, period. But Josh Sales has been the workhorse for this team in all facets of the game, special teams, defense, not to mention what he's done at the tailback spot, coming off a terrific game last week and against Lord Botetourt. Did everything he could to help his football team win that game. You just hate to see, if this is the end, you hate to see his career, not just a season, guys, he's a senior, his career end like this.
This is a devastating scene, to be quite honest with you folks. You have an ambulance down at the 10-yard line taking Josh Sales off the field. They still do not have him on the stretcher. And as Jared mentioned, the Gator, the mobile, you got two Blacksburg players being hauled off, one player helping Joe Turley. It is his right leg. We won't see Joe again. Again, Jared will do everything he can in halftime. We'll try to find out the extent of these injuries. But, it's a reality of the game. Injuries happen, but tell you one thing, when you see it out here, Jared, especially homecoming, an ambulance out on the field, and a couple senior players who have left it all out here between the lines, it's just it's very tough to sit here and watch, to be honest with you.
I'll give you an idea of what kind of kid we're dealing with here in Josh Sales, as we're going to sing his praises a little bit. We may not get to talk about him much more as the season goes along. This is a kid last year who played some wide receiver for the Bruins, played some defense, and he had no inclinations of playing much tailback at all, and then he was thrown in there this year because he was the most athletic guy on the team. He put on a lot of weight, and Rick, I think he actually got faster this year, more than he was last year with the addition of the weight, and he has really carried the load for this Blacksburg Bruins team. And, you talk about injuries happening and things like that, and Josh Sales is the type of running back, even though he's only been playing tailback as a starter for only 4 games, he's the type of running back that will give you punishment at the end of a run. He will not take punishment. And when you have a running back of that type, it's sometimes you very seldom see those kind of guys get hurt because they are the ones dishing out the punishment. Earl Campbell comes to mind. Not that I'm saying Josh Sales is anything to the caliber of an Earl Campbell, but you know the type of running I'm talking about, where as soon as you see that hit coming, you lower the shoulder, not the head but the shoulder, and you deliver the blow. And looks like he just got blindsided there low, and they're going to put him in the ambulance now, and but he's getting a good hand from his home crowd.
Definitely, again, is a knee injury for Josh Sales, being hauled off, being now put into the ambulance. Joe Turley has been carted off, and again, 2 senior guys, and you go back to what Coach Chris said when we previewed the season. Rick, we can't have any injuries. We don't have the depth, and now you lose arguably your 2 most important players. With Matt Woods out of action tonight, Joe Turley on defense, Josh Sales on offense. Let's go ahead and take another break. We'll come back, and once the ambulance is off the field, we'll resume play here tonight in the first quarter. Still no score between Blacksburg and Northside. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.
Oh, come on. Hey, amigo. Hey, I asked you for whole wheat bread. El Guido.
Sorry for the confusion.
That's the problem with these people. If you want to serve Americans, you got to learn to speak the language. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. I don't.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. The enthusiasm's been, lessened to an extreme amount here tonight, because we've just lost 2 terrific young players to injury. Josh Sales being hauled away in an ambulance. We're back underway. 2nd down and 5 after Sale's 5-yard run. They're going to hand it off, and that's going to be near a first down, and we're going to have a face mask on top of it. Kevin Gregory now will be the main player at tailback. Gregory, 5'10", 175, a senior, only carried the ball 6 times coming into this football game. That's his 7th carry, and now he'll be the go-to guy at the tailback position, replacing Sales, and we're going to have, it looks like, a personnel foul face mask on top of the first down run of 5 yards.
Yeah, Gregory's head was turned all the way around. There was nothing the official could do but call that. Everybody in the house saw it. You know something? To use a cliche, it's gut check time. I mean, you back somebody into the corner, you back a wild animal into the corner, they're going to strike you. And right now, this Blacksburg football team is backed into a corner. So,
I formation. Plemons will go in motion to the left. Ball's on the right hash mark. Cook still the quarterback because Daniel Smith was injured. And Gregory tries the left side. As he dives forward, a flag is thrown into the middle of the pile, which will probably reflect a holding call against the Bruins. This will nullify, well, it was no gain on the play, but this is going to push them back 10.
It's going to basically take away the face mask penalty they picked up on the first down play that they ran with Gregory. Gregory, a good hard runner, good speed, both interior and on the outside as well. Just a matter to see if he has the durability that it's going to take to not only finish this game, but maybe play tailback for this Bruins team during district play as well.
1st down and 20 at the 25-yard line. This may be the final play of the opening quarter. Still no score. The big story, though, the Blacksburg injuries. 3 of the main cogs out of this team gone because of injuries. 2 look very, very serious. Joe Turley, and the latest being Josh Sales, who left in the back of an ambulance. I formation. Receiver out to the left is Matthews. 3-step drop by Cook. Over the middle, his pass nowhere near Drumheller. 2nd down coming up. Cook now 0 of 3 in the game.
Tried the little high percentage dump pass to his tight end Drumheller, running down the left seam, trying to Coach Chris just doing anything he can to get Woods some confidence in there. Cook some confidence back there at quarterback. And that pass was well defended by the Northside linebackers.
So Blacksburg was having problems moving the football with Smith and Sales healthy. Northside really came to play tonight, and now you take those 2 guys out, and Coach Chris has to kind of improvise on the fly. Clemens will be in the slot on the left side. Jennings and Gregory, your I backfield. 2 tight end set. They're going to hand it off to Gregory. Nope, nice play action, and he had a wide open man, Jennings, and he threw it 3 yards over his head, but he was only standing about 4 yards away from him, and now we have a late flag.
Great play action.
Beautifully faked. Yeah.
Great fake.
Now they're picking the flag up, which I thought they might do. 3rd down.
A good job by Cook there of turning his shoulders to the line of scrimmage, and the only thing he didn't do was complete the football to a wide open Robert Jennings in the flat.
3rd down, 20 from the 25. 8 ticks remaining in the quarter. This crowd has gotten very quiet here on Homecoming 2004. Receiver out to the left will be Matthews. Again, 2 tights. I formation, ball in the middle of the field. 3rd down and 20. We're going to send Matthews in motion. They're going to hand it off to the tailback Gregory, and they're just going to put 8 men in the box the rest of the game. As Jared mentioned earlier, that's the final play. Gain of a yard, but it's going to be 4th down. First quarter's in the books. No score from Bill Brown Stadium. Jared and I are going to take a break. We'll come back for 2nd quarter action after this. You're listening to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.
No one looks back fondly on the years they spent in a parking garage. When we lose a historic place, we lose a part of who we are. Help protect historic places in your community. Visit nationaltrust.org.
Alongside Jared Hines, I'm Rick Watson. Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Don't forget, you can see the replay of every Blacksburg home game on WTOB Channel 2, Monday nights at 7, Wednesday afternoons at 3 o'clock. And another implement that you lose when you lose Josh Sales is you lose your punter. Talmadge Flincham will retreat back to the 13. Josh had kicked the ball very well tonight. On 4th down, it's a low snap. Flincham gets it out of there, and it's a nice kick. Creasy is going to retreat to the 45. Break a tackle there. No, he won't. He's going to be brought down, and that is a terrific play by Aubrey Grant. to sling him down back at the 44-yard line, and that gets the crowd going just a little bit. Well, we've talked about the defense having to be the group that carries this football team. Now they really have to kind of insert some life, not only back to their own teammates, but this crowd and everybody who came here tonight for homecoming.
Like we said, you lost one of the major players on your defense when Josh Sales went down. He plays free safety. He's normally responsible for the pitch man on the option, and he's a good defender back there at the safety spot. So we'll have to see if somebody steps in and fills his role. That's what happens in football sometimes.
Van Marter, split backfield, brings him out at the 45. They're going to hand it off to Fleming, the fullback, breaks some tackles, and will carry ahead for a tough 2 yards. Williams hit him first, and then Herbie Hypes finished him off.
Well, I'll tell you,
second down and 8. Boy, Herbie's playing with a lot of emotion.
If Herbie Hypes was out there at 11 on himself, he'd be like that. He's just an emotional guy. He's a leader on this team. He is in the faces of every one of his teammates on this Blacksburg defense, just urging them on. And he's not going to quit, and he doesn't want them to quit either.
First play from scrimmage here in the second quarter. No score in the football game. DeHaven out to the left, sole receiver. Double tight ends. They haven't shown a lot of wing look here tonight. That's something that Coach Chris was expecting, a split backfield, option play. And there's Van Marter carrying ahead for a first down to the Blacksburg 44-yard line. Nice run on the play of 9 yards. First down as there's the 6'1 quarterback, and that's what he does do very well. Gets that long body out there, leans forward, and he carried the pile forward for about 3 yards.
Little quarterback lead right there out of a split backfield. He faked to one back, and he got in behind the other one off left tackle for probably about 9 yards. Good design play. He's a big guy, 6'1", 185. He pushed some people around. He's only a sophomore, and he had a good, tough run right there.
They now have the football in Blacksburg territory, 44-yard line, 2 receivers to the near side. High formation, very deliberate offense for Northside. 3-step drop. Van Marter looking to throw it deep. He's got a man out there at the 32, and it's caught to the 31-yard line. Stephen Cawley, first down reception, a gain of 13 on the play. Tackle was made by Grant Sims, and they threw to that spot where Josh Sales would have been.
If there has been an Achilles heel of this Blacksburg Bruin defense all year long, and we saw it last week, Rick, we have trouble even with the speed we have at defensive line if pressuring the quarterback. And that time Van Marter had all day to throw and found his receiver open over here on the right sideline.
DeHaven to the near. The slot man is Cawley. That's the short side of the field. I formation. They're going to hand it off to the tailback, Hobson. He breaks free, 25-20, near sideline, 15. Reversing field to about the 14. A flag is down at the 21-yard line. That was a nice run of 17 yards by the sophomore, Chris Hobson. Let's see what the flag's all about. He was finally thrown out of bounds here on the near side by Sims.
It looked as if on the initial surge on that play at the point of attack that Nick Green got turned to the outside and allowed Hobson to get up inside. Then he made a good cut, had good vision, cut it back over to the right and picked up big yardage. But this is going to come back. It looks like it's going to be an illegal use of the hands penalty on Northside.
So a fine run by Hobson going to be marked off now. We'll take the football back to the 29-yard line. It'll leave this a first down and 8 coming up. But again, a nice surge on the right side of that north side offensive line. Coach Chris raved about this offensive front. They're big, they're strong. They know their techniques. They're very well coached, and they've really controlled the line of scrimmage throughout the first quarter and 2 minutes here in the second. Wide side is the left side of the field. The slot man Cawley, DeHaven to the far, and we have an I formation. They're going to hand it off to Hobson. Nothing doing. That is Ray Williams holding on to the ankle until some of his teammates can come finish off the ball carrier. Going to be a loss of 2, 2nd and 10.
No quit in Ray Williams either. Low man wins. He did a good job of getting underneath his blocker, and when he got underneath, he somehow kept his feet moving and got that big body into the backfield and grabbed the ankles of Hobson. Nice play. That'll grade out nice on film.
9:45 to go. 2nd down and 10. Coming up for the north side offense, and we have a stoppage in play. The Blacksburg defense going to call a timeout from the 31. We'll keep it right here. Blacksburg and north side. The momentum, the attitude, the emotions of this game been totally turned around because of some tough injuries for Blacksburg. The major two, of course, Josh Sales hurting, looked like near his left knee, was hauled off on an ambulance or inside an ambulance. And, of course, Joe Turley got hauled off with the wagon. He got injured early in this football game. Daniel Smith, it may just be a cut on his chin. We're not sure. He hasn't returned. The quarterback So 3 of your major cogs out of this game, and really it's kind of taken the focus away. And this is what you got to be right now, the best psychiatrist that you can if you're the Blacksburg coaching staff.
And all I can assume that's going on here, that the reason this timeout was called is for Coach Phipps to go out and just make sure the new guys in here are aware of their assignments. They've kind of switched things up. We've got 5 down linemen and 1 guy in the middle in there at backer. We've got a new safety in the game out there. It's who is that, number 1? No, it's not 1. It's
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
you're
1.
right.
Yeah.
Stuart Worley.
Got it Worley out there. We got a couple new people out there, and Phipps wants to make sure everybody knows what their assignment is in case they throw like they are now.
Jared Rowland and Stuart Worley, and the quarterback going to be sacked on the play. Van Marter running for his life. Chris Ryder starting it in tonight. Put him down. A loss of a couple. 3rd down and 12. Back at the 33.
You know, and you can, as a defensive back, you can do all the practicing you want and go through how the coverages rotate and the different formations that you might see out of your opponent. But when you get in the game and you have to make a decision, split second, read the formation, and know which way you're going to roll with flow, it's a little bit different.
9:10 to go. Clock turning away here in the second quarter. No score. 3rd down and 12. Big play for the Blacksburg defense. Offset I formation. Going to hand it off to Hobson at the 30. Cuts it back 25. An arm down. Keeps his feet. Going to be about 2 yards shy of a 1st down. He needed 12. He got 10. Flincham finally put him down. 4th down and about 1.5 yards. Let's see what Coach Hickam comes up with here. If they try a field goal, it would be about 41-yarder. And I think he's going to go ahead and 4th and 2 and go for it.
Oh, you know he's going to go for the throat right here. This may be one of the only times they get down here tonight, and he's not going to let this go. Because I don't think from what we saw in pregame they have a kicker, you know, that can kick it from here. So this is a no-brainer.
4th and almost a full 3 from the 24. I formation, 2 receivers to the left. It's Hobson up the middle. 1st down, 20, down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 7 on 4th down and 3, and the Northside bench explodes across the way.
Nice tackle there by Grant Sims. Free safety came up and made what probably was going to be a touchdown-saving tackle. Herbie Hypes will re-enter the game for the Bruins at right tackle.
Coach Hickam's club very well prepared. There are problems this year, not because of a lack of coaching or being prepared. They just don't have a lot of depth in that program. And they've got the emotional advantage over Blacksburg with the injuries to Sales and Smith.
They have the depth advantage now.
Yes, they do. I formation, very tight. Hobson this time left tackle. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This time, though, he falls ahead for maybe a gain of 1 to the 16. Green and Hypes combined to make the stop.
Tell you what, we've got 2 good tackles in there, and Herbie Hypes and Ray Williams. That time they brought Herbie Hypes in, they put him back at right tackle and moved Ray back over here to the left, and Herbie did a good job of holding his ground and making that play right in the hole.
7:40 to go, still no score from left to right as you listen here on Super Talk 101.7 FM, Northside. Advancing the football inside the Blacksburg 20. 2 receivers to the right side. DeHaven split wide, and the slot is calling. I formation. They're going to hand it off to Hobson left side. Look at those quick feet. Bursting ahead near the 11, now to the 10-yard line as he stacks up the pile there. Gain on the play of about 6 yards, depending on the spot of the football. It's going to be 3rd down coming up. We'll call it 3 yards, as it looked like Drumheller and Green were there to slow down the momentum of the talented sophomore tailback.
Looked like that time they tried to double down on Hypes and run outside of him. He got double teamed, and they stayed on their blocks long enough to pick up good yardage as the linebacker was not able to get there and fill the hole. What we have here, Rick, we got 5 down linemen. Looks like we've got a guy in the middle, 2 guys out wide at the backers, and we're playing 3 deep in the secondary. Very basic for Von Phipps, keeping it really simple for his Bruin defense.
3rd down and 3. Twin receivers to the right, and the same play. Hobson left side, and Blacksburg waiting on it this time. Maybe a yard to the 9. That'll bring up a 4th down and 2. That was a big hit put up front by Walters. And now, if you are Coach Jim Hickam, you have to contemplate a field goal here because it would only be a 26-yarder. He's going to take a timeout. 6:26 to go. We will as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds for 4th down. You're in tune to Bruins football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Richie! 我護住嗰個人，我唔信得過佢啊！
Yo, Ty, what up, Richie? What up, player?
爺爺，係你叫我唔好判人㗎，你記唔記得啊？
How you doing, son?
All right, man.
Chilling, of course.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Coming up on our New River Nissan halftime coverage, Jared will be on the field talking with Coach Chris. Of course, despite whatever the score might be, the dominant topic of conversation will be the injury suffered by the Bruins here in this first half. And it will be a field goal attempt here by Jeremy Theus. The ball will be spotted at the 17. Ben Creasy will hold it. This will be a 27-yard field goal attempt from the far left hash. Good snap, good hold. Kick is high enough, it's far enough, and it is no good. He missed it to the right, and the Bruins hold with 6:22 to go.
You know something I noticed on that last possession for Northside, Rick? How many teams do you see run the ball left like they've been running left? Well, most teams you see are right-handed teams. They put their best blockers on the right side of their offensive line. They ran left the time at Ray Williams to no avail. We brought Herbie Hypes in and put him over at right tackle. They tried to run left at him a couple more times and had very little success, and then had to settle for a field goal attempt, which was missed. That just looked really odd to me. It just hit me that they've been running left.
And Blacksburg has just burned their second timeout. We'll keep it here. Ball will be spotted at the 20 after the missed field goal. Now, we're getting injury updates here. Ronnie Aiken's up. We're going to find out. Daniel Smith apparently has a possible broken or fractured jaw. So we will not see him the rest of the night. We saw Joe Turley. He was carted off.
I thought that it looked like they were attending to Daniel Smith's face. I was hoping it was maybe stitches or something or blood, but the worst has come to fruition.
And it looks like Joe Turley may have something broken as well. What is it?
How do you spell knee?
His knee? Was it his right knee, right?
Kneecap.
His right kneecap. We won't see Joe Turley. And now the one that looked the worst of all, and those two are devastating as well, Josh Sales. It was his left leg right below the knee area. And the report we have, is this confirmed?
The broken fibula?
They're pretty much sure.
He has a broken bone of some kind in his left leg, and you knew it was bad. So we'll keep you updated. We'll talk with Coach Chris and try to get all the official injuries.
Ronnie.
Thanks, Ronnie. Appreciate that. And all three injuries very, very bad, as serious as they could be. Here's a toss on first down to Gregory, and he's got nowhere to go. He's swarmed under by a sea of yellow, huh?
Now here's
the
what
Vikings
I will
on
say.
the sea that time, Jared. A loss of 2 to the 18.
We didn't lose any offensive linemen in any of those three injuries. Okay, this is the same offensive line's been blocking for Josh Sales all year, and they need to really turn it up a notch against this north side front 4 or 5 and open some holes for these new backs in the backfield. They have to take control of this football game. They're not hurt.
No score, 5:45 to go. Second down and 12, 2-yard loss. And Gregory, as soon as the football was placed into his stomach, he saw yellow jerseys. Wide side is the right side, 2 receivers. Cook's going to roll that way. Jump pass, middle of the field, and Hobson would have had an interception, and he dropped it at the 26, and we're going to have a flag thrown. This may be pass interference against Northside. We'll see what the call's all about.
It was intended for Aubrey Grant coming from looked like maybe the tight end slot over there on the right.
Legal man downfield,
yes.
Jared.
That's what I thought. It was unbalanced to the right, and Aubrey Grant went out for a pass. He was covered, I believe, over there on the right, and wound up going out for a pass. So either A, the split end got lined up wrong and got on the line of scrimmage, or Aubrey Grant forgot he couldn't go out for a pass, one or the other, because he was a covered tight end in that unbalanced formation.
And if you're Coach Hickam, I would think you would decline this, make it 3rd down and 12. Nope, they're going to mark it off. 5-yard penalty. I think that's a curious decision by Coach Hickam, and you make it 3rd and 12. It's 2nd down and 17. Ball goes from the 18 to the 13. I think if I'm Coach Hickam, he's been doing this 30 years. Who am I to second guess? But I might make it 3rd down.
It's one of those decisions that coaches get paid to make. You take it and you back them up even farther and maybe force a punt deep in their own territory and block it for a score. You never know what's going through his head, and if I understand it both ways.
2nd down, 17 at the 13. I formation. Plemons out to the right. And they're going to hand it off. Gregory, another flag is down. Mercy, mercy, mercy.
What are you doing tonight?
Well, I hope I never see any more yellow. How's that? Between the Northside jerseys and all the flags, I think I have my fill on yellow. Except for Durley's nice WTOB jacket over there. It's beautiful. What's this flag about? Procedure.
Yes.
I guess you push them back some more if that's your philosophy, huh?
Evidently, Hickam knew we were going to jump off sides and take a procedure penalty, so now instead of 5 yards on the ineligible downfield, he gets 10 as we follow that with an illegal procedure.
By the way, I get a lot of comments in the week when I'm doing my show, Big Dog Sports Talk, here on Super Talk, about Channel 2, WTOB, your coverage, by the way. The people are digging it. I'm not talking about us and us jawing through the game, but talking about the actual visual coverage. They do a terrific job covering these games here at Bill Brown Stadium. All right, 3rd down and 17. And I think we had yet another procedure penalty. We did. Receiver here on the near side stood up before the ball was snapped. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 22. Makes the football back inside the 10 now.
Score from Radford. They're in a dogfight over there, too. 7-0 against Perry McClure at half for their homecoming.
Radford up.
7-0 Radford.
Perry McClure, you talk about being in the heads of teams. Radford, since that series was renewed in 92, I believe, I think Perry McClure has only won one of those games, and that was that first one in Buena Vista. 3rd and 22 for the Bruins. Not a lot of plays you can draw up for this one. Flemings will go in motion to the right. The sophomore Cook under center, going to hand it off to Gregory. And he's going to be met by a wall of yellow jerseys and go down in the backfield. He's going to lose from the 8 to the 6. A loss of 2 on the play. And now you're going to have a deep punt attempt here by somebody not used to kicking it. Talmadge Flincham, because you've lost Josh Sales, your punter, your free safety, your kick returner, your starting tailback. And if these injuries are indeed all broken, like, for instance, if Daniel Smith's jaw is broken, Joe Turley has a broken leg, and Josh Sales has a broken leg, those 3 players have been lost for the duration of the season. But we'll get confirmation on that at halftime if we can. Good snap, and that's a nice effort right there by Flincham. And Creasy drops the football at the 40 and has to fall on it at the 42-yard line. I'll tell you give all the credit in the world to Flincham there, Jared. He comes in, he got a nice high spiral, and Creasy looked down at the coverage before looking up at the football, and he bobbled it momentarily and had to kick it out of bounds, or the Bruins would have had a nice turnover there.
What I didn't get to mention on our previous punt was Talmadge Flincham had to field his first snap off the ground like a shortstop and get it away, and that time he did an excellent job under duress. Nice deep kick. The ball probably traveled 50 yards. And Northside has worse field position than they thought they were going to have.
41-yard line officially. Out of the eye, they're going to throw the football. We have procedure here on the near side. So this game about as sloppy and as ugly as you can get. But it really kind of takes a back seat, huh, to what we experienced there in the first quarter with all the injuries. And the one that really hit home was Josh Sales being taken away in the ambulances. Penalties now 5 against Blacksburg. That's the 4th against Northside.
You hate
to mistake field first half.
You hate to see injuries. You hate to see injuries that not only take kids out of the game for a game, but maybe for the season. And you want your best 11 on their best 11, and the best man wins. And that's not what we have here right now.
And 3 seniors as well carted off the field tonight. 1st and 15. There's a handoff to Dill, and he bobbled, nearly fumbled, and that gave Blacksburg time to pursue up the field. Green, Hypes, and the freshman we like, Tyler Holmes, comes in from the outside backer position on the right side. It's going to be 2nd down and about 16, a loss of a yard on it.
Well, Brandon Fleming just got introduced to Ray Williams. He tried to ISO block the left tackle, and Williams stuffed him about 3 yards deep in the backfield and forced the ball carrier to cut left. Nice penetration by Ray Williams, left defensive tackle.
2nd and 16. DeHaven split to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Tight eye formation again. Fleming and Dill. They're going to hand it off to Dill. Nice cut back in the middle of the field. Now he's going to be slung down after a 2-yard gain. Here on the near side by Jared Rowland, 5'9", 157, a senior. Going to be 3rd down and 14 coming up for Northside.
Rowland and also Worley from his free safety spot. A good job of pursuing across the field and filling the run gap.
It has been hauntingly quiet, huh, since Josh Sales was carted off the field. This crowd was so into this game early. With homecoming, you have all the pageantry scheduled for halftime. They'll announce the homecoming king and queen.
Well, Josh Sales is just the type of player you like to come out to watch play. It's exciting to watch play. He does everything.
2 receivers out to the left. That's where the quarterback, Van Marter's going to throw, and he's on target at the 25. Call it. He's got a 1st down to the 29-yard line, a pickup of 15 yards, and that's a nice throw by Van Marter right into the stomach of Cawley. But what an impressive run. He caught it, Jared, 5 yards shy of the sticks and just turned it up, made a nice move, and really Blacksburg's defense was slow to react to the football.
Design, little circle or comeback route, if you will, rolling out to the left. Colley did a good job, went about 10 yards down the field, circled back to the football, caught it, then turned around and made a good move, run after the catch, picked up a few more yards. Nice design play. High percentage pass right there.
Van Marter 2 of 4 for 28 yards. Timeouts, Blacksburg's out of them. And Northside just took one of their final 2, so we'll take one. 2:21 to go. No score. Vikings on the move at the 28. You are in tune to Blacksburg Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Well, hello. There's nothing more rewarding than helping a kid.
Now, a few observations. Imaginary friends, now you see them, now you don't.
Not all hidden talents are socially acceptable. Be conscious of size differences.
Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Until next time.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you. 2:21 to go in the half, no score. We'll get a update from Coach Chris at halftime on all the injuries, his thoughts. He's got to be absolutely devastated. We'll have all the numbers for you rounding out the first half. Preview next week's district opener in Roanoke against Cave Spring. The Boston Red Sox have advanced to the American League Championship Series. David Ortiz, a game-winning 2-run walk-off homer against the Anaheim Angels. Here's Dill on first down over left tackle. Takes it to the outside and will be knocked down after a 3-yard gain, as it was Jared Walters, the 5'11", 170-pound junior linebacker /in, making the stop.
Good pursuit angle that time by Walters. Inside to out, hit with the correct shoulder. They made a good tackle. You were mentioning the baseball playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm
Boston's
looking forward
in.
to the next game in that Dodgers-Cardinals series. You know, the Dodgers lost the first game 8-3, but St. Louis had a heck of a round of night batting practice
saw that
last
night. Yeah.
It's a great
when does
round
that
of
series
practice.
resume?
I think it's tomorrow.
First down, second down and 7, and here's a throw too high, nearly picked by Grant Sims. A good read by the left cornerback. It was intended for DeHaven. Minute 40 to go, third down and 7. The ball is at the 25-yard line. Pretty good coverage that time by the Blacksburg secondary.
That was a great read by Sims. That was one of those balls, if you pick that off, it's a touchdown. He stepped into the passing lane and leave it to Van Marter to throw his first one of his first balls high. If he had thrown that ball on line in the passing lane, it would have been picked.
Jared's going to head on down to get his place on the field to try to find Coach Chris and get his thoughts about all the unfortunate happenings here in the first half. I formation, going to hand it off to Hobson. He fumbles, and I believe he dove back on it at the 29. It'll be fourth down and 11 coming up for Northside. It'll go down as a 4-yard loss, and we saw the missed field goal a moment ago. Coach Hickam bringing out his kicker, Theus. He's also the punter, and looks like they're going to try another one. Now the ball in the middle of the field. So he has missed a 27-yarder. This ball going to be spotted down at the 36. This is a 46-yard field goal attempt with a minute 5 to go by the senior, Jeremy Theus. Ball in the middle of the field, 46 yards out, and the kick is going to be well short. It was on line and will bounce about 3 yards into the end zone. So Theus has missed 2. That one, though, pretty good distance for a high school kicker, 46 yards officially. And Blacksburg takes over with 57 seconds to go. Still no score in the football game. Northside had the best scoring opportunities so far in the first half, a couple missed field goals. The Bruins just trying to gather themselves emotionally. You can tell how much they were deflated with the injuries to the quarterback, Daniel Smith. He will not be back. A possible, we were told, broken or fractured jaw. Joe Turley may have a broken bone in his leg. The same deal with Josh Sales. We won't speculate and say that is 100% certain. We will wait and find out. Hopefully at halftime get an update. I formation, Plemons goes in motion from the right to the left. It's a tall sweep to Gregory, trying to get the corner. From the 20 to the 22, he carries it before he's put down by Hobson. Also in on the tackle for Northside was Christian Vrisak. 45 seconds. It's going to be second down and 7 coming up. 3-yard gain for Gregory. In this inexperienced backfield from a year ago, you know, you moved Matt Woods, who won't be back until next week, and Josh Sales from different positions because you lost your entire senior backfield to graduation, and now you are playing without both those guys. As Josh Sales may have broken a bone in his leg, and he's going to be out for an extended period of time. Matthews goes in motion, 18 seconds out of the eye. We'll hand it off to Gregory, and this will be the final play of the first half. No gain on the play. Well, homecoming 2004 festivities will get underway here at the break. We have no score between Blacksburg and Northside. Again, the big story, the injuries in this game to some very key cogs of the Blacksburg Bruins offensive machine and defensive machine. Joe Turley. You look at Joe Turley. You also look at Josh Sales, and, of course, everything else that went on in the first half with Daniel Smith, your quarterback. And now Coach Christ is going to be met here by Jarrett, so we'll keep it right here going into our New River Nissan halftime coverage. And let's go down on the field with Jarrett and the Blacksburg head coach.
I don't want to do this anymore than you do. Jared Hines on the field with Blacksburg head coach Dave Christ here at halftime as they are all knotted up at 0-0 with the Northside Vikings. And, Coach, I thought your defense showed a lot of guts there. They could have easily given up some points after the injuries that fell to your team there, and they really showed a lot of guts hanging in this game in the first half.
Well, they did. But that's what this group has done all year. They're not doing anything different than really what they've been trained to do, and they understand the situation that we're in, and we're going to have to play not just good defense but outstanding defense, and they understand that. We'll just hang in here long enough, and we'll find a way to get it done.
Will you speak to the injuries at halftime to your team, or will you just put them behind you and talk about what you have to do to get ready for the second half?
We can't focus on them right now. We've got to go on and try to get this second half to go our way a little bit. We kind of went through a war zone there for about 5 minutes, it looked like, but we'll be okay. We'll regroup, and we'll find a way to get it done.
Coach, best of luck in the second half. A lot of fight in this ball club.
Thank you, John.
Jared Hines down here on the field with Coach Dave Christ, a very dejected coach, losing 3 of his senior starters to injuries in the first half as they are tied with the Northside Vikings 0-0. We'll take it back to Rick in the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Jared. Nice job. Again, very disappointed. Coach Christ, again, he has to coach a football game here. It's tough. He's in a tough situation. It's going to be very tough for his coaching staff to try to get this group refocused. And, again, we'll find out more about the injuries that we've seen here in the opening 24 minutes a little later on in tonight's broadcast. Well, it is Homecoming 2004. They will be announcing the Homecoming King and Queen momentarily. We'll introduce you to the Homecoming Court. No score at halftime. Northside and Blacksburg. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we will begin our New River Nissan halftime coverage. After this, you're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
That's what Benny says. How come you never get me coffee? He didn't know. Why'd you want to say something? So I said, you're so neurotic. You don't need coffee. Barbara, what was that all about?
What do you mean?
The thing with your bag and the kid.
Oh, it's just a natural reaction.
Not to me, it isn't.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Welcome back here to Bill Brown Stadium. It's halftime, no score between Blacksburg and William Fleming. Again, the big story, the 3 major injuries suffered by Daniel Smith, the quarterback, a possible broken jaw. Also, on the plays that we saw down on the field, Josh Sales maybe a broken leg somewhere below his knee. We're not sure if it's a fibula, what it might be. And, of course, same deal with Joe Turley on his right leg. Jared, did you get a chance to specifically talk to anybody down there about the potential injuries that we saw, or at least the outcome of those injuries?
No. When you've been around coaching long enough, you know that they don't want to talk about one injury, much less 3. That's why I didn't bother to touch on the specifics with Coach Chris. He's anxious to get back in the locker room and talk to his team, especially his offense. It has some a lot of changes made in the first half. A lot of things they're going to have to do differently here in the second half to be successful in this football game. And you could tell that that was just not a situation he wanted to address. He said that I asked him if he would address it with the football team, and he may mention it and say, hey, we lost some guys, now we've got to pick it up or something like that, but he's not going to dwell on it. You have to go with who you have right now, and then who he has is who he has, and it's not Josh Sale, and it's not Daniel Smith, and it's not Joe Turley. So I don't have any specifics for you as far as exactly what happened to those guys, but for all looks, it's not looking good.
And that's exactly the one thing that Coach Chris said before the season, that, it could not happen. You could not have the kind of injuries that, maybe they could have fought through a year ago with all the depth that they returned last year and all the seniors that started. This year, though, with the new guys, although they are seniors in a lot of cases, 21 out of 22, you still don't have that opportunity, really, to have to replace injuries. And that's something that Coach Chris, again, he's got to adjust to it on the fly. You have to try to coach this football game. As he said, I liked his attitude. He has a job to do. And like he said, right now, you can't try to be concerned too much about what was going on with the injuries. You have to kind of keep your football team focused, because right now, the doctors and the hospitals taking the responsibility of those players. His responsibility is the players still on the field.
Well, what you have to do in the locker room here at halftime is you have to try to get the glaze out of the eyes, number one, of John Cook, the quarterback, get him settled down and help him lead this football team. You have to maybe take Kevin Gregory, the new tailback, by the shoulder and say, look, son, it's your ball game. Might be your season for the rest of the season. More importantly, more than anything, Rick, and I said it there during the second quarter, I think that this offensive line needs to be challenged. I thought that coming into tonight's game when we had Josh Sales back there toting the mail, and I think they need to be challenged. I think they need to stay on their blocks and do a better job of opening some holes for these running backs. Kevin Gregory, Rick, is fast enough and good enough to beat this Northside team. He's a good enough tailback back there in the backfield to effectively move the ball down the field. Now, we're going to have to mix in some short passes with it because Cook doesn't have the arm that Daniel Smith has, and we don't have the deep threat anymore on offense. We're very limited in what we can do, so it behooves this offensive line to stay on their blocks and do their job.
Again, no score. Blacksburg band out on the field entertaining the folks here. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back, continue along our New River Nissan halftime coverage. Jared will have all the first half numbers for you coming up. Stay with us. Don't go away. You're listening to Bruins football here, Homecoming 2004 on Super Talk 101.
Hello there. Having a lasting effect on a kid's life can be quick and easy.
Here's some stuff we've learned.
From time to time, secret codes may be used. It's not uncommon for a kid to demonstrate special powers.
Costumes can be uncomfortable, but loads of fun. Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
That's all for now.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium homecoming here tonight for the Blacksburg Bruins. And the best sight of the night so far for this Blacksburg crowd is the Blacksburg High School band on the field and the fact that it is finally halftime. This Blacksburg Bruins team last week traveled to Lord Botetourt down in Daleville. Played a pretty lackadaisical first half and really showed some fire and some improvement in the second half of that game and lost a heartbreaker, 21-20 at the end of the game as Daniel Smith fumbled the snap on what looked to be a Josh Sales off-tackle play to the right that probably would have walked in the end zone to win that ball game. Coming into tonight's game, there were high hopes against the Northside Vikings team that was 0-5, outscored 161-14 by their opponents through 5 games. Looked to be a happy homecoming here for the Bruins. As it has been, that has not been the case. Daniel Smith, starting quarterback for the Bruins, knocked out of the game with what we think may be a broken jaw. Following him was Joe Turley. Actually, I think Turley was first. He left the game with a knee injury, was taken off the field. And then the big blow came. As if those weren't enough, Josh Sales, starting tailback for the Bruins on a third down play, went off tackle right. The pile unfurled, and Josh still lay on the ground clutching his leg. Looks to be maybe a broken bone in his leg. We do not know if it's the fibula, which is the non-weight-bearing bone, the little bone in your leg, or what we refer to as the shin bone, the big bone, the tibia in his leg. Now, if there's any hope or any solace for you fans, it looked to me, Rick, like he was holding the outside of his leg and not the inside of his leg, and that would be a fibula. But we just cannot, we don't want to speculate anymore. All we know is we've lost 3 of our senior starters here tonight, and we're in a dogfight here against Northside for homecoming. Offensive stats in the first half, they are few on both sides. Northside, 21 carries for 45 yards rushing. Blacksburg, 14 for 26. Passing for Northside, 2 passes for 5 yards, an interception. Blacksburg, 1 pass for 8 yards and an interception. Hobson for Northside, one of the bright spots in the entire first half so far. Some good interior running, some good vision shown by the Northside tailback, 10 carries for 25 yards. Josh Sales, before he was taken out with an injury, 6 carries for 20 yards. Deal for Northside, 5 carries, 14 yards. The quarterback for Northside, Grandin Van Martyr with 5 carries for 4 yards. And rounding out the rushing for the Vikings is Brandon Fleming with 1 carry for 2 yards. Robert Jennings has 2 carries for 1 yard for the Bruins. And Kevin Gregory, who came in to replace Josh Sales at tailback, has 6 carries for 5 yards. They just really have not had any feel since Daniel Smith and Josh Sales left that offense. 2 catches for 28 yards for Stephen Colley for the Northside Vikings. And for the Blacksburg Bruins, Will Matthews, 1 catch for 11 yards.
Well, that about sums it up. Very little offense, everything that's happened on the field here tonight with all the injuries and so forth. We'll see what the second half brings. Homecoming court being introduced here to all the folks in attendance. It's halftime, no score between Blacksburg and Northside. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll let you know who the new homecoming king and queen is when we come back here from Bill Brown Stadium. After this, you're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk at 101.7 FM.
428 Essex, Polyp on the premises.
220, we're on it. Let's roll.
In there.
Yeah, we'll handle this, man.
What?
We're ready to be very civil about this.
You never know when a polyp is going to show up. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts. Just get a test from your doctor. Get the test, get the polyp,
Nice surgeon's touch.
get the cure.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here at Bill Brown. No score in the football game between Northside and Blacksburg. Again, 3 bad injuries. We'll try to get you updated on those before we go off the air here tonight. Daniel Smith, maybe a broken or fractured jaw. Joe Turley, a broken bone in his leg possibly. And also the worst injury of all, Josh Sales left the game in an ambulance. Looks like he may have broken a bone in his leg as well. We'll try to get you updated when we get confirmation. We won't speculate and say those are 100% confirmed, but you know the devastation about it, the fact that the kids are probably lost for the season if those injuries do involve breaks. Homecoming here tonight. Blacksburg has to try to put together a strong second half, pull out a victory, and go into district play next week. It won't be easy. Cave Spring undefeated. They go to Roanoke to take on the Knights. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with the pregame, 7:30 with the kick. Blacksburg and Cave Spring tonight. The Knights are playing in Vinton against William Byrd, and that Byrd team's not too bad. They're very, very good, actually. So we'll keep you updated on how things go to tonight in Cave Spring if we get a score. We do know that a couple other games Radford was leading Perry McClure at halftime 7-0. Giles crushing Grayson County 42-7. That game also at halftime. So the Spartans have got it going in the Three Rivers District. Not a lot of games here tonight because of some off weeks. Pulaski County, Salem, and of course Christiansburg. All those schools undefeated and off tonight here this weekend. No score here, Northside and Blacksburg. We'll take a timeout, our final 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. It'll be time for second half action after this. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
You'll never have to stop and ask for directions.
And you'll be helping a busload of people. And when you pass by, everyone will stop and take notice.
If you are at least 20 years of age,
have a good driving record, and are interested in working for the best transit system in Virginia,
visit our website at www.vtransit.org or give us a call at 961-1185.
Blacksburg Transit, we're your bus line.
All right, welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. No score, Blacksburg and Northside. We just had the crowning of the homecoming king and queen. 2004 homecoming queen. Andrea Fortner is the queen. And the homecoming king, David Bresky. Congratulations to those two young people.
Congratulations. Hopefully that's not the only thing that Blacksburg wins here this evening. Got a lot of work ahead of us here in the second half.
Well, Jared, take us through this now. You coached, you haven't been too long out of the coaching game. You've had to deal with injuries. I don't know if you or any other coach I can think of has had to deal with 3 major injuries happening in the span of about 5 minutes, it seemed like, on the playing clock. Losing your starting quarterback, Daniel Smith, of course, Josh Sales, your leading rusher, your main cog on both sides of the football out of the game and maybe done for the season with the leg injury. And, of course, Joe Turley with a leg injury. How in the world does Coach Chris try to get this team focused to come out and play football?
Well, I think the first thing you have to do, number one, and this is easier said than done, especially when you're 16, 17 years old, is forget about it. Especially tonight at your homecoming. You're in the football game. You have to put it behind you. The more you dwell on who's not here, the less energy you can give to what is going on the playing field. So number one, you have to forget about it and play football. Number two, I think you have to instill some confidence in these guys that have taken the place of our fallen leaders, and you have to get up with John Cook and Kevin Gregory and just take them aside and say, look, it's your ball game. You have to go out and play with a little bit of confidence. You practice against good players every single day. You have to remind them of that. Look, you're practicing against Josh Sales every day. You're practicing against Daniel Smith every day. These guys are good football players, and Northside has a bunch of good football players. Just treat it like practice. Go out and have fun and not be nervous. You have to cut down on turnovers. Turnovers are crucial in the second half, especially with the situation that we are faced with our probably going to be what is our inability to move the football. Turnovers is going to be crucial, in the second half. We have to protect the football at all costs.
2 turnovers by Northside, an interception and a fumble, and of course an interception by Blacksburg's quarterback, John Cook, who came in, of course, after the injury to Daniel Smith. The only 2 scoring opportunities, a couple field goals. 27-yard, very makeable field goal was no good. It was wide to the right. Then they tried a very long field goal, to 46-yarder with 57 seconds to go, that was on line, but that was a pretty far distance for a high school kicker, and it was well short, about 7 or 8 yards short. But Vikings are coming back out. Blacksburg has sent Herbie Hypes out, and again, the Bruins will probably use all their halftime allotted time here in the locker room to try to get things turned around.
Count on it.
Yep. Did I mention that Andrea Faulkner won the homecoming queen?
You did.
Okay.
Know her, do you?
No,
okay.
no, sure don't. We want to remind you that you can watch every Blacksburg Bruins home football game on Channel 2, WTOB.
WTOB.
Now, did I deserve
Prices
that
Fork, Ellett Valley.
See, thank you very much. 7 o'clock Monday night with the replay. 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. And what's up with you getting the camera time, though, on the field?
Dude, look at you, man.
Well, that's true, too. The face for radio.
Not the clothes. Not the clothes, per se.
I saw you down there. You're down there pruning for the cameras, huh?
I actually looked into the camera this week.
That
was impressive. I forgot to look into the camera last week. Nice.
Sarcastic applause there from our
She'd
director.
like to actually cut the mic on and everything. That was really nice.
Yeah, it was nice for us to accommodate Channel 2 with actually having the microphone work this week.
It wasn't. Too bad I had to talk to our coach about 3 of our senior leaders going down. That wasn't the greatest thing in the world. I had the worst job in Blacksburg about 10 minutes ago.
It's very important when you get into broadcasting. When you send down a wireless mic, make sure it's functioning, okay?
Yeah,
remember that.
Power is always
Power's
important.
always good. Make sure those antennas are in. Well, crowd seemed to be juvenated a bit with the homecoming activities here. Let's see if the Bruins can respond.
And, you can use this game as a teaching tool. I mean, let these guys do the things that you would let your starters do. Run some waggle passes, Throw some tall sweeps, mix it up, do some things that they're not used to doing, and just to see what they can do. You never know what might happen. Let them, first and foremost, tell them to have fun. If you go out here and you're tight as a banjo string, you will get beat. I can promise you that.
And I guarantee you, one of the cards that were played was, hey, what would your fallen teammates want you to do in this second half? Would they want you to lay down and quit because they're not out there? Nope. They want you to go out and win this football game, play it like you would if they were on the field. So I'm sure that's something as well that was talked about with this team. As Northside, remember, they won the toss and they deferred, and they will receive the football here starting out the third quarter. The Bruins defense will have a chance to come out and try to get something done. No score in the game, 2 missed field goals, not a lot of offense. We read over those numbers. I mean, you look at it, 45 rushing yards for Northside, 26 for Blacksburg. 3 complete passes for both schools combined.
And I know I didn't give the score when I ran down the stats, but it doesn't take a nuclear physicist to figure out that the score is nothing to nothing after you read those rushing stats and passing stats.
So the Bruins will be kicking it off from right to left. Northside, 0-5 coming in. Coach Hickham's club scored just 14 points entering this game. Still goose eggs on the scoreboard. And this thing's setting up with the injuries to Blacksburg's offense. First team to score, maybe the team that wins this thing.
Another way you can deal with this, too, there are several angles you can attack this from as a head coach. You can say, hey, look, none of you came out in August saying, man, I hope I sit the bench all year. Okay? Here's your chance. It's not exactly the way we would have drawn it up if we would have put you in a situation to play, but it's how it worked out, so go out and make the best of it.
Hobson back deep. He'll be standing at his 5, flanked by Cawley. And Joe Ellis, all 5'5", 142 pounds. Matthews will be kicking it from right to left. Official has dropped his arm. And our third quarter is underway as Matthews puts his toe through it. It's a nice, high, deep kick chasing the return man back into the end zone, Hobson. It'll be a touchback, 20-yard line coming up for Northside as they will counter from left to right.
Nice piece of defense right there by Will Matthews. Deep kick, drove Hobson back into the end zone. No return allowed. Northside will start 1st and 10, ball in the middle of the field at the 20-yard line.
I think we have an update on the injuries. I think it's an injury update call. Northside from left to right. Nope. Okay, they didn't get us in time. I think we had an injury update call, so we'll try to get that here in a second. Blacksburg on defense here. First down I formation. Receiver out to the left. It's a handoff to Hobson, the tailback. Sidesteps the defender at the 22. Carries ahead to about the 25-yard line. Hypes it on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. And Hobson by far has looked like the most nifty runner that Northside employs in that backfield.
He's a quick little scat back in there with good vision. That time Jared Walters read the play well, but just did not have the quickness to get up and meet Hobson in the hole. Hobson put a move on in the hole and picked up 5 yards.
DeHaven out to the left, sole receiver. He is way wide. And there's your wing back. So you have essentially a full house backfield. A wing on the left out of the I formation. It's going to be Hobson left tackle, reverses field, looking for that first down marker. He's going to have it across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Needed 5, got 7. He was carrying Herbie Hypes up the field with him, and looks like those emotions we were looking for out of the Bruins not there, at least on the first 2 plays.
Well, you can bet that the Northside Vikings smell blood. They smelled it all second quarter, and they definitely smell it now. They're looking for their first victory of the season, no matter how they can get it, and they would like nothing better than to come up down here and spoil Blacksburg's homecoming.
In our first minute of action in the third quarter, of course, the crowd going to be very quiet here because they kind of been taken out of things a little bit with all the injuries. Receiver out to the left, wing on the left. Option play that way. It's going to be the quarterback, Van Marter, plowing ahead across the 35 to the 37. He's got 4 more on first down. Who was that on the far side? Was that Green, Walters?
I think that was Hypes and Williams, I believe.
All right.
Looked like Herbie got up off the bottom of the pile. That was unbalanced left, blocking back left, quarterback lead left. So you basically had a student body to the left, and our right tackle still wound up making the play.
2nd down and 6. Ball is at the 37-yard line. Wide side of the field is on the right. Cawley split out to the left. Wing on the left. Handoff will go to Hobson, and he's going to be met at the line by Nick Green. No gain on the play. Terrific play by Green, and we've called his name a lot tonight. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Well, Green is positioned over the right tackle. He's the end man on the line of scrimmage over here for Northside, and Green just didn't get blocked. And as soon as he saw himself not getting – actually, Green's on the other side. I think – no. Not sure where he lined up. He did a good job of making the tackle. I thought he was over here on this tackle and slid down when he didn't get blocked, but he looks to be coming from the other side of the formation.
Big 3rd down and 6. Cawley split to the right. Ball in the middle of the field.
No, it's right. He's lined up on 74. He did it. He slid down the line of scrimmage and made that play.
Full house backfield. They're going to throw a pass. Van Marter, and it's intercepted by Sims. 30, 25 near sideline to the 15. They're going to mark him down at the 18. There was another one of those reads we saw in the first half. Sims nearly had a pick for a touchdown. Here it was the same play call, and Sims was all over it. Huge play by the Blacksburg defense.
That's what you call jumping the out. Sims saw the short set. The receiver went to the out. He cut in the passing lane beautifully. Textbook play there by Sims. And I'll tell you something else. Jared Rowland from his linebacker spot did a good job of getting depth and getting out in the passing lane as well.
So now the sophomore, John Cook, brings him set. First down at the 19-yard line. Biggest play of the night. And it looked like maybe we had a mess up in the backfield again. Cook wanted to hand it off. There was nobody home, and he just threw the ball away, and now a late flag. They going to call grounding on this play?
Well, the side judge throws the flag. Actually, the referee is supposed to call grounding. They called ineligible downfield.
For the 2nd time in this football game, that penalty has been called against Blacksburg. That was an ugly-looking play. So they'll take the penalty yardage, I'm sure. 9:14 to go in the third quarter. Blacksburg and Northside, no score. You need that number? You got it? Oh, okay. First down and 15. They take the football back to the 24-yard line. Big interception by Sims. sixth Blacksburg infraction. I formation, receiver to each side of the field. Cook, three-step drop's going to throw out in the flat, and there's nobody there. Mercy. Clemens was at the 10. The ball was thrown to the 2, and that was Cook releasing the football before his receiver had made his cut. It's going to be second down and 15. Cook now 0 of 6 officially throwing the football. And that wasn't very pretty at all.
Well, you can tell that John Cook has not had many attempts to throw the football. That time he just dropped back and threw to an area, basically, and the only jerseys that were there were yellow, and we were fortunate that that ball fell to the turf.
24-yard line. The ball remains second and 15. Two receivers out to the right. Backs are in the eye. Cook under center. Play action to the right. He's heavy pressure. He's going to get away from Abasea. Now turn it up and go out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. And boy, Northside really spread that thing out beautifully. Third down and 15. Nowhere for Cook to roam.
Well, too much penetration from the Northside defense. He is faking a kick-out handoff, a lead handoff over the right side. And then he's trying to bow back and roll out, and he's just getting pushed deeper and deeper into the backfield, and he cannot get toward the line of scrimmage to make the throw. It's very slow developing.
8:36 to go. Third quarter, no score. Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you. Glad to have you listening to Bruins football. Super Talk 101.7 FM. See if Blacksburg can keep from anyone getting injured here in the second half. Receiver to each side, big third down play. They're going to hand it off to Gregory. And he's got some room at the 20. Big play, 15. He'll be brought down there, 5 yards shy of a first down, but now you're in field goal range. And they really love the leg of Will Matthews, and that's what we're going to see right here. That was intentionally set up. He is stronger from the left hash, and now you're going to bring out your kicker. And, Jared, this is going to be about a 32-yard field goal attempt for the strong-legged Will Matthews.
Nice hustle by Gregory getting around the end on that play. It was designed to go up inside. It was clogged up. He used his speed and athleticism, got around the end, and gave his kicker a chance for a field goal attempt.
Ball spotted at the 22. Snap to Cook. Hold is down, and it is no good. A low-line drive as the ball was never really set. Matthews upset with himself, but I don't think he really had an opportunity to hit it the way he wanted to. Looked like Cook had some trouble with the snap, so we've had 3 missed field goals in this game, and Northside takes over.
And just when you think the door opens just a little bit on the Grant Sims interception, Blacksburg goes 3 and a missed field goal and gives it right back to Northside. That was a good scoring opportunity, to say the least.
We remain scoreless from Bill Brown. 8:06 to go. I formation for Northside. Double tights. They're going to hand it off to Hobson, exploding over to left tackle, and he's going to carry inside the 25. Looks like they're going to spot it down to 26. Nice gain on first down. Walters was there along with Drumheller. Second down and 4.
Jim Hickam and the grinded-out offense just keep running off-tackle plays at this defensive line, trying to wear these guys down. Herbie Hypes and Ray Williams have to stay tough in there. They've played a lot of minutes tonight. They've got to get in there and make some piles and keep these blockers off our linebackers.
7:30 to go in the third. Still no score in the football game. DeHaven split out to the near side. That's the right side of the field. Backs are in the eye. Second and 4. This is Dill this time. And he's going to fight ahead, looking for the sticks. He's got 3, needed 4. Going to be second down, or check that third down and 1. Is in on the stop that time. Duncan was there for Blacksburg, along with Williams and Ryder. Third down and 1. Big play right here for the Blacksburg defense.
That was a little bit better job of our interior line of making a hole, making a pile right there, and allowed some pursuit to get down the line of scrimmage, prevent the first down. Unbalanced to the left, short side of the field.
Third and 1. It'll be a running play of some kind. And it's going to be a handoff to the big fullback Fleming over the left side, and he's going to just use all that strength that he has. Coach Hickam told me he's their strongest player, and he picked up 3 yards when he needed 1. It's a first down for Northside.
The longer a defense stays on the field, the stronger running backs seem to get. That's just the way it goes. Fatigue starts to set in, and running backs, they have the full head of steam, Rick, and they know where they're headed. And if you're a little bit tired, it's kind of hard to bring them down sometimes. And I think that's what we're seeing right here.
Cauley split to the left. Wing on the left. Backs are in the eye. Handoff goes to the fullback, same play. Fleming, this time nothing doing. Walters, Drumheller there. Drumheller was the first one to hit him. No gain, 2nd down and 10 from the 32.
They have Matt Drumheller in there, all 5'11", 208 of him at nose tackle, and he did a good job that time of crossing the face of the Viking trying to block him and made the play in the backfield, actually at the line of scrimmage. Good job of staying low by number 42.
We approach the halfway point of the third quarter, 6 minutes left. 2nd down and 10 from the 32. Northside being very deliberate. Coach Hickam wants to use as much time as he can. And now we're going to believe we're going to have a timeout. They were taking too much time. We'll take one as well. First timeout from either club. We have 5:52 in the third. No score. 2nd and 10 for Northside. We'll be back after this. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I live the Army values.
I will never
accept defeat.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I am a professional.
I am a professional.
I am the guardian of freedom
And the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am the Army National Guard.
Defend freedom. In the Army National Guard, you can. Visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com today.
After the timeout, Northside, a 2nd down and 10. They're going to hand it off on the right side. This is Dill trying to get the corner. Nothing doing. The Bruins will turn it back inside. Terrific job by Sims and also Tyler Holmes. Gain of 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 8.
Nice job pursuing down the line of scrimmage by Grant Duncan. And then Grant Sims comes up from his quarterback spot, keeps his outside leverage, and turns the ball carrier back inside, allowing the pursuit to make the tackle. Tell you what, there's going to be some young guys grade out pretty good on this film come Monday.
Yeah, from a defensive standpoint, you're right. DeHaven to the left.
Of course, Grant Sims is not a young guy. He's a senior.
That's the wide side of the field, but it is his first year as a starter, one of those guys we mentioned. 8 men in the box for Blacksburg. 3-step drop for the quarterback. He's going to loft his pass far sideline, and it is caught by DeHaven at the 30, 25-20, all the way down to the Blacksburg 15-yard line. Are you kidding me? He threw it up for grabs, and it's going to be on the play a 51-yard gain, right?
You know, I watched DeSalvo over there on that single coverage, and he played that perfectly. Right up until the point where he started running backwards just a little bit too soon. It cost him a couple steps as far as speed goes, and the receiver got in behind him. They tried the little stop and go. He was having none of the fake. He did not bite on the stop. He waited on the receiver to come to him on the fly pattern coming out of his break, and he was right there in the pattern and just lost a little bit of foot speed because he just started running backwards a little bit too soon.
Timeout Blacksburg. We'll keep it here. Sometimes on a 3-0 count, you swing for the fences. Sometimes you miss. Sometimes you hit it 400 feet. And that time, Northside hit it on 3rd down and long for 51 yards. A huge play in this football game. And now the Bruins are on their heels a bit as Northside's on the move from left to right. Team already demoralized because of the injuries, and now a big play on 3rd down. And we've seen this all year throughout the first 5 games, Jared. Coach Phipps does a good job of knowing when to call timeout to regroup that defense.
Yeah, you know, when you have that single coverage over there and you get out on that island, the one thing that you have to make sure you do is not lose track of the receiver. If he's still in your zone, we were in 3-deep zone. That was just not, I don't think that was locked up man-to-man by any stretch of the imagination, but the receiver got a little separation from DeSalvo, and that's all he needed.
1st down and 10 at the 15 of Blacksburg. A nice throw by Van Marter. Here's Hobson over left tackle. He's charging ahead inside the 9. Gain of 5 on the play. They're going to mark it back close to the 10. The Bruins look a little stunned. Ryder, Williams in on the stop. 2nd down and 5 as again Hobson now starting to post up some nice numbers. He had 25 yards rushing in the first half. Already here in the second, he has 23.
The urgency to stop this drive, you can't measure it because a touchdown might be the deciding factor. You need to hold this Northside team to a field goal here.
The eye they will work. It's Hobson, same play, left tackle. And he'll be thrown down, maybe a yard to the 9. Nope, right at the line of scrimmage. Herbie Hikes turned that play back in, and then Walters finished off the ball carrier. So,
boy, did he ever. That was a
3rd
good
down
lick.
and 5. It was a good lick. So you already have 3 missed field goals in this game, 2 by Northside, 1 on this hash mark. I wonder if you're going to see Coach Hickam run this play to the middle of the field, at least try to set up your kicker if you don't get the 1st down. Let's see what they do on 3rd down and 5.
if I was Coach Hickam, the play he hasn't come back to in a long time is that quarterback lead. We'll see if he uses that here in this situation.
Full house backfield. They're going to send the wing back in motion to the right. They will run right to Hobson. That's what they did. They set up the field goal kicker here, and this was entirely done to set up Theus, the senior. No gain on the play, but now you're going to have the kicker, Theus, in the middle of the field. And he's missed from 27 and from 46. This field goal would give the football team of Northside a 3-0 lead. We'll see how it plays out here.
Once again, the Blacksburg defense bends but does not break. Good job by Jared Rowland of getting up the field on that play and turning the ball carrier right back into Matt Drumheller, who was sliding down the line of scrimmage.
26-yard field goal attempt by Theus. It's high enough, and it is absolutely perfect. The strategy pays off. Theus nails it from 26. He had the leg earlier. He just missed it to the right because of the hash mark. And with 2:57 to go, Northside leads 3-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back for the kick. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Yo, what's up, baby? Want to learn some history? Check it out, check it out. Your GED right here, guaranteed, man. Come on, check it out.
Hey, how you doing? Educational videos, top quality, right here. I got live learning, beautiful books inside.
The National Center for Family Literacy.
Yo, I got your arithmetic right here.
Because you can't get your GED on the street. Call 1-877-FAMLIT1 for free learning programs like GED and family computer classes.
When is the high school diploma, huh?
The National Center for Family Literacy. The first step to a better life.
2:57 to go in the third quarter. This has just knocked home a 26-yard field goal for Northside, the first points of the game, and it's 3-0 Vikings. Just their 15th, 16th, and 17th points of the season. They came in being outscored, Northside, 161-14. They're throwing a shutout here tonight, 3-0 after the Theus field goal, and that was a good play by Coach Hickam, set up his kicker. Middle of the field, and he nailed it. He's now 1 of 3 in the game. Back deep will be Gregory for Blacksburg, flanked by Matthews and Tyler Holmes, as now Theus will be kicking it back to the Bruins from left to right.
But if you're Von Phipps, defensive coordinator for Blacksburg, you like it when the opposing team is running plays to set up their kicker with 2 of your best defensive players out of this ball game.
Whoa, Gregory needed a big return, and it was Theus, the kicker. Nope, it was Cawley who put him down to 25 after he ran left of about 15 yards. So now the pressure's on the Blacksburg offense, Jared. 2:51 to go, and the way things have gone tonight since the injuries for Blacksburg, that 3-0 lead looks like it could be a 3-touchdown lead.
Well, there's a lot of ball game to play here. I like Gregory around the end. He's shown some good speed and able to get around, especially this what would be their right end, our left end, a couple of different times.
Twin receivers split out to the right side. A shotgun formation for Cook, flanked by Jennings and Gregory at the 20-yard line. From right to left, there's the snap, rolling to his right. The quarterback, Cook, he's going to throw it deep. Clemens is out there, and it's too far out of his reach at the 42. He had beaten on the coverage Christian Vreesack, 2nd down and 10.
Just led Clemens a little bit too deep. They ran a flood pattern to the right, brought Aubrey Grant, the tight end, across the formation. They had Clemens going deep to the flag, and they had Matthews short in the flat. Clemens got in behind the quarterback, and the pass was thrown just a little too wide.
If you're just tuning in, 3-0 Northside. 3 injuries to Blacksburg, all 3 very serious. It could cost 3 seniors their Blacksburg careers. Broken bones to Daniel Smith, Josh Sales, and Joe Turley. 2 tight ends, I formation. Clemens goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to the tailback, and Gregory is going to be put down right at the line of scrimmage, and you can't run east-west. You cannot sit there and wait and then try to turn it up. Abasea was there for Northside.
He was trying to read the block of Robert Jennings, his fullback, and he read it right, and he started to the outside real quick, and he hesitated. As soon as he hesitated, it was done. He had a little bit of room over here to the right, to the left, and he stopped. And when he stopped, that allowed the pursuit to catch up.
No gain, 3rd down and 10, 2:20 to go, clock turning away in the 3rd. Receiver to each side of the field. Out of the eye they'll work. Let's see if they roll Cook out to the right. That is the wide side. 8 men in the box for Northside. Nope, just a 3-step drop. He lost his pass far side, and it's knocked away by Creasy Intended receiver was Matthews. Good coverage on the play. And again, Northside's defense answers the call. Sophomore quarterback John Cook laid it out there. Just a better defensive play and another punting situation for the man replacing the injured Josh Sales, Talmadge Flincham.
That's a tough spot for a sophomore quarterback. You have to come in homecoming, try to bring your team back after you've lost 3 seniors. That ball was thrown just a little bit short, and Matthews was not able to come out of his pattern and go up and battle for the football.
Flincham stands at his 12-yard line. Good snap, no pressure this time, and he boots a beautiful spiral. Going to chase Creasy all the way back inside his 20-yard line. Oh, mercy, what a terrific play by Flincham. It's going to be down at the 15-yard line.
What I tell you at halftime?
After the roll, it's about 65 yards, Jared.
The player of the last half was Talmadge Flincham. He had 2 good punts before half, and that's an excellent punt right there to play a little field position. Nice high spiral. It turned over for him just the way you want it to and rolled, what would you say, 25 yards
at
on
least.
The roll maybe?
And a good job by the Blacksburg coverage team to get down there on the Dill and didn't give him a chance to go back or check that Creasy and give him a chance to go back there and pick it up. Northside comes out from left to right. At the 16, they spotted the football. 3-0 game. The sophomore quarterback, Brandon Van Marder. Under center, split backfield. It's going to be an option left. He's going to turn it up. Running laterally and go down right at the line of scrimmage. He may have fallen ahead for a yard. Chris Ryder in on the play for Blacksburg along with Matt Drumheller, 2nd and 9.
Quarterback sweep, Matt Drumheller making the play, and I think Nick Green slid down the line of scrimmage and got a piece of that tackle as well. They saw the flow going away from him and did a good job of getting down the line of scrimmage.
Rick Watson, Jared Hines here with you. It hasn't been a happy homecoming, regardless of the score, to see 3 of your fallen classmates, huh? Daniel Smith, Joe Turley, and Josh Sales, all out because of serious injuries. To the jaw and to the legs. The jaw of Daniel Smith, the legs of Turley. And Sales. Here's a handoff to the fullback, and he's got his first down, a quick hitter. Across the 25 to the 28-yard line. That was Lindsey Johnson, a new ball carrier, a senior. And he's going to carry ahead for just about 11 yards, Jared.
Fullback trap, and they beat Ray Williams at his own game. He's been charging up the field the entire game at his left tackle spot. He did that time and essentially blocked himself. He didn't close down the trap. There was a big hole there for the pulling guard and the fullback coming back across the formation.
50 seconds to go. As crazy as it sounds, Coach Hickam already playing the clock even though we're in the 3rd quarter. He's going to use up as much time as he can. Split backfield. Van Marder's going to hand it off again to Johnson, and why not after that big play? This time he's hit at the line, stuffed, and will fall ahead for a couple to the 31-yard line. Drumheller there along with Ryder, 2nd down and 8. 29 seconds to go.
That time they played right into the strength of Ray Williams. They tried to run at him. He used his size and his strength and got down low and stuffed that play for only a yard gain.
This may be the final play of the 3rd quarter. The man who burned Blacksburg deep to set up the field goal at Adam DeHaven out to the left. Sims jumps out on him. Van Marder hands it off to Johnson, the quick hitter again, and this time he's tripped up after a 3-yard gain to the 34. And when we come back for the beginning of the 4th quarter, we're going to have a 3rd down and 5 for Northside. A huge play coming up for Blacksburg. 3 quarters in the books, 3-0 Vikings. We'll be back for the start of the 4th quarter from Bill Brown Stadium after this. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Mr. DeBruzzo, I'm Ed McMahon, and we're signing up people for...
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Murphy, Ed McMahon. We're starting up... No.
Dreams really do come true.
Dinero. No.
Yes,
Ed McMahon, see.
Ed McMahon.
Yes, Ed McMahon. We're having our first ever...
McMahon.
Yes. Tuesday night at the high school. We're starting up the neighborhood watch in this area, and here's all the information.
Stevie, get down here, please.
No, it's just
5, 6, 7, 8.
No Tango Dinero. Neighborhood watch. We're having this neighborhood watch, the first one. Right. I'll come back.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Start a neighborhood watch. It's just one of the many ways you can help make America stronger. To find out how, call or log on for this free guide.
Big third down play to start the fourth quarter. Northside now from right to left. Van Marter on 3rd and 5 brings him set. A full house backfield. Left tackle run Hobson, and he's got his first down, or does he? It's going to depend on the spot. He was slung down right at the 39. That's where he had to go. It's going to depend on where they spotted exactly, and I believe we're going to bring the change up and have a big measurement in this game. Nope, he got it by the nose of the football, or about half the football. They're not even going to measure. First down and a strong, gutsy run by Hobson.
Northside now just trying to cling to that 3-0 lead and grind out this game on the ground. I would be surprised if we see the ball enter the air again for the Vikings.
Big first down play by Hobson from right to left. The Vikings up 3-0. That's not the story, though. All the injuries, that's the big story. We'll talk much more about that on the post game. Try to get confirmation on the injuries. There's Hobson up the middle. From the 39 to about the 42, a gain of 3, and it was Ryder, the senior, making the stop for the Bruins. 2nd and 7, and now a late flag down on the field, and this may be one of those silly penalties against the Blacksburg defense for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, that's one thing you just cannot do is lose your composure in a game like this. You've already got the world against you anyway. It looks like it may go against Herbie Hypes. He's going to, I don't want to speculate, but he's the one coming off the field. That nullifies a really nice play by Chris Ryder as he grabbed the ankles of the running back on a double lead right up the middle. He slid down and grabbed the ankles of the tailback for a short gain. And then somebody said something to somebody that somebody else didn't like. A yellow hanky came out, and it's going to move the ball 15 yards down the field. And looks like the referee may be going into the huddle to get a number so Dave Christ will know who to chew on, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Now he's going to come over and meet with Coach Christ and give Coach Christ a number to know who gets to run 50,000 laps Monday at practice.
42-yard line. This takes the football all the way down to the Blacksburg 42. And Coach Christ wants an explanation as well. We didn't really see anything out of the ordinary. It had to be something verbal. But what a huge penalty to the 42-yard line of Blacksburg. That was the last thing you needed, boy. Cawley out to the right. 1st and 10 for Northside. A minute into the fourth quarter, the Vikings nursing a 3-0 lead. Full house backfield again. A handoff goes to Dill, and he'll be tackled ahead for a couple to the 40-yard line.
Dill made the wrong deal that time. He should have followed his blockers off the right end because he had 2 guys leading him at our left end out there, and they had Roland blocked, and he had smooth sailing. It looked wide to the wide side of the field, and for some reason he cut it back up inside and only gained a yard.
Blacksburg trying to stay in their defense. They're going to need a turnover at this point, I would think, to try to get some decent field position. Wing on the right, I formation. Cawley split way to the right. And they put it on the turf. Van Marter, and he covers it up at the 45. Almost on cue, he had the turnover that the Bruins were looking for. It's going to be a loss of 5, and it's going to be 3rd down and 13 coming up.
I don't know if that was Hobson or who that was in the game at tailback, but it looked like Van Marter tried to hand it to him, and it looked like the tailback didn't want it. So it wound up on the ground.
Under 10 minutes, 9:55 to go. Blacksburg down in this game, 3-0.
Everett Russell's going to check in now.
Freshman's played well since he was called up a few games back, hasn't he?
Yeah, sure has. Maybe for some pass rush speed, maybe.
You got a couple freshmen on the field right now. Russell Everett, Tyler Holmes.
Single coverage out wide.
I formation, 3rd down and 13. They're looking for DeHaven, and Van Marter's flushed out. He's going to turn it up and get back to the original line of scrimmage, a gain of 3. Good pressure up the field by the Bruins, and they're going to force a 4th down punt. And, you know, I like that decision by Van Marter, sophomore quarterback. Didn't want to try to throw it up deep, didn't see his receiver because of all the blue jerseys in his face, and instead of maybe turning it over, just got as much as he could. And now you're going to try to pin back the Blacksburg offense again.
But does it surprise you that they went one-on-one at Sims, who picked off the pass instead of coming over here to the wide side of the field one-on-one against DeSalvo?
Here's Theus, the difference in this game so far, and what a good job by Blacksburg to block it at the 50. It was Sims who got in there. And Theus tried to wait and wait. He did not kick it. He let Sims pass through the air. But the oncoming rush, I think it was Aubrey Grant, blocked it. So Blacksburg does create an opportunity for itself. They're going to spot the ball at the 49.
Well, I mentioned that I thought they were close on Northside's. I believe it was their first punt of the night that we got close on and just were not able to get our fingers on the football. That is a huge play.
Huge play in this football game.
Field position could have turned with a punt As it is, we start 1st and 10 from the 50.
A gigantic play for this makeshift offense. John Cook, the sophomore, under center. Twins out to the left. Offset I formation. Counter play. This is Gregory. Can he get the corner? He will. He's at the 45. Pushed out of bounds at the 44 by Hobson. It's going to be a pickup of 6 yards on 1st down.
I told you I thought Gregory had the speed to get outside that time. They ran a little misdirection counter coming back over to the right side of the formation. He did a good job of turning on the Jets, and he got 6.
Now, again, Gregory, one of those inexperienced seniors.
Baptism by fire.
That's right. He's got to be the guy for probably the rest of the season now. 2 receivers out to the left. Plemons in the slot. Matthews out wide. 8:49 on the game clock. 3-0. Handoff. Gregory trying to punch it outside again. This time he can't do it. Good pursuit up the field by Northside. Man who pushed Gregory out of bounds was Lance Tate, the defensive end here on the left side. It's 3rd down.
Gregory not able to get up inside. That was a kick out to the short side of the field. The fullback Jennings tried to kick the end out. I guess Gregory decided the hole was not there and tried to bounce it outside, and there was no room. He ran into the sideline.
The Bruins going to take their time. This will be 2-down territory, I would think. Maybe not.
I would doubt it.
If you're playing field position, yeah, you might want to punt it, try to kick them deep. Talmadge Flincham's done a terrific job. High formation again. 2 receivers to the left. Cook being pursued up the field, trying to get outside. He gets away from Abasaya. Now he's going to be sacked all the way back to the 44-yard line. Brandon Carroll just kept coming. Nobody blocked him, and it's going to be a loss on the play for Blacksburg of 13 yards.
They tried to roll him out to the left, ran the flood pattern to the left, and he never had a chance as the north side rush was all over him. He broke 1 tackle and looked like he might be able to get rid of the football at least, but was brought down by the 2nd man in. And here's Talmadge Flincham, hopefully to play a little field position. Maybe we'll see another good kick.
From his 31, Creasy stands on his 20. Good snap. And Flincham boots it out of there. Another beautiful kick. Creasy going to run up on it. It touched him. It's fumbled. The ball is loose at the 29. Who got it? They don't say yet. And now it's Blacksburg football. What a mistake by Creasy. The ball is recovered by Jared Rowland. And the Bruins have it at the 29-yard line. What in the world was Creasy doing? He tried to catch that on the dead run. It was going to hit about 10 yards in front of him. It hit his knee, bounced away, and the Bruins are on it. They've created another opportunity here with 7:16 left.
Well, just speaking from the laws of physics, you've got that ball coming at you. You know, it's coming at you and down and fast, and you try to run up and meet it fast, and when it hits you, it's going to bounce off. They tell you not to run up full speed and catch a punt. And Creasy made a very, very big mental mistake right there as he tried to run up and field that punt.
Special teams being dominated by the Bruins. Cook's going to be in the shotgun. Twins to the near side. He's going to roll to the right. Looking, firing down the field, looking for Plemons, and he cut off his pattern at the 10. Ball was thrown over his head. 3 yellow jerseys there in coverage. 2nd down and 10. Cook now 0 of 9 throwing the ball.
I don't think Cook has the arm, Rick, to roll to his left. They have to keep him coming right, giving his receivers a chance to get open in a flood pattern. Something else I need to tell him is that, look, get out there real quick. If you don't see somebody open, cut it up the field and get some positive yardage. We are almost in Will Matthews' field goal range. That's all we need to tie.
46-yard field goal at this point. You'd like to get about 10, 15 yards closer. 2nd down and 10, 7:09 to go. A block punt and then a fumble punt by Northside has given Blacksburg an opportunity to get back into this game. 4 receivers out in the pattern. Shotgun again for Cook. He'll be flanked by Jennings. High snap. He brings it down. Fires near side. Plemons has it near the 25. It's going to be a gain of 4. Hit on the play by Carroll. 3rd down and 6. And now you're definitely within the range in terms of leg strength for Will Matthews, but he's already missed 1 long field goal attempt tonight.
Boy, that's a good throw. That was about a 5-6 yard stop route, and Cook had to throw it just about the time the ball hit his hands. Good throw.
3rd down from the 25 of Northside. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Same formation. Cook will be lined up in the shotgun. 3 men across the line of scrimmage for Northside. Now they bring up their linebackers. Cook's throwing it deep, and there was nobody home at the 5 but Creasy. Matthews standing at the 15, looking around wondering what in the world the football was doing down the field about 10 yards behind him. And now Here you go on 4th down, another field goal attempt, Jared. This one will be from 42 yards. Matthews missed a 32-yarder. I believe, though, there were some problems on the earlier snap. So this ball's in the middle of the field here.
It appeared as if the timing were off somewhere within the snap and the hold on the first one.
Ball be spotted at the 32. Out of the hold of John Cook to tie the game. Matthews puts his toe through it. It's long enough. It is good. 42-yard field goal by Will Matthews. And we are tied 3-3, 6:30 to go. The fumble turns into points for the Bruins. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll come back for the kick. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Find ways to make your home more defensible against wildfire. What have you got to lose? Except everything.
Will Matthews splits the uprights from 42 yards, and we're tied at 3. The Bruins winning the battle of special teams. It's that forgotten third of the game that you see forgotten about too often by kids sometimes.
That's going to look funny in the paper tomorrow. 6-yard drive and a 42-yard field goal.
That's right. Well, at this point, the way things have gone tonight against Blacksburg with all the injuries and so many key players, probably done for the season in all 3 cases with Sales and Smith and Joe Turley. You'll take anything you can get positive, and boy, that was a huge clutch kick by Matthews.
And fans, it's not the game we thought we came to call tonight, is it, Rick?
No, it's not.
And that's what we get for getting the cart before the horse and talking about putting this Northside team away early. We lost 3 of our senior leaders, 3 of our senior starters early, and this young group has battled back to tie 3-3.
Matthews is going to kick it back to the Vikings. It's short, caught by the up man. And it's going to be carried to the 26-yard line. Good coverage. Joe Ellis slung to the turf after a 10-yard return. It was Aubrey Grant in to make the play. So you have a Northside team making some mistakes. Your defense now can, play a little bit more confidence now that you're in a tie football game.
Good play on that kick return, on that kickoff by Scott McKee. Did a good job of keeping his outside leverage and exploded into the return man as soon as he got there. Nice tackle.
DeHaven out to the right. Northside really hasn't sustained any long drives. They had the one big pass play to DeHaven. You would think they'd have to put it up to move it here with the way Blacksburg is really controlled the line of scrimmage defensively. And now we're going to have a penalty against the Vikings because they had 12 men on the field. And this is going to cost them right off the bat. And Jim Hickam across the way, you talk about breaks not going your way. He just kind of lowered his head very quietly over there on the sideline, and it's going to be a penalty against the Vikings before they even got up to the line of scrimmage.
So in case you're just tuning us in the last, say, 10 minutes, we blocked a punt, got the ball back, turned it over on downs, punted it back to Northside. The Northside kick returner fumbled it right back to the Bruins. The Bruins ran 3 plays, 6 yards, 42-yard field goal. Will Matthews. We're knotted up at 3.
First and 15, ball back at the 20. It's going to be a handoff to Hobson, and he's going to spin ahead and carry it for about 2 yards. It's going to be second down and 13. Walters has played a strong game. He was there to put down the ball carrier along with the salvo. Nick Green was there. Second down and 13, as we said.
One thing that Northside can't do now, Rick, is play conservative. This is an entirely different ball game than it was the last couple times they've had the football.
From right to left, the Vikings work. Second down and 13. The ball's at the 27. 5:50 to go. I formation. 8 men in the box for Blacksburg. Handoff left tackle. It's Hobson, and he's cut down as he gets to the 30-yard line. Looking at, what do we have coming up here? Third down. That was a pretty good run on the play. Third down and about 4 yards. Is that what we got?
Yep.
Third down and 4. Yeah, 9 yards on the play.
They ran at Tyler Holmes out here, Rick, freshman cornerback, and he felt with his hand instead of taking the blocks on with his pads, and he opened up a hole.
Ball at the 31-yard line. Third down and 4. 5:15 to go. Crowd urging on this Blacksburg defense. A stop would be huge here. Wing on the left, backs are in the eye, a handoff Nope, it's going to be the quarterback keeping it, and Van Marter is going to carry ahead and be stopped a little shy of the first down. He needed 4, he got 3. Trying to lunge that 6-1 frame forward, and the Bruins stood their ground. Grant Duncan pushing him back. It's going to be 4th down, I believe. Yep, 4th down and about half a yard, and what's Coach Hickam going to do?
Couldn't really tell if that was an option look or a quarterback lead up inside behind that blocking back. Either way, he is about 2 feet short, and it's decision time for Jim Hickam. I think you have to punt this football away, Rick.
Oh, man, they're going to go, Jarrett. Look at this. You know what, though? When you're 0-5 and you're on the road in a tie game, I like this call if I'm Jim Hickam. 4th down, half a yard. They're going from their own 35-yard line. Van Marter hands it off to the fullback, Clement, and he has his first down.
He didn't have it on
hit at the line and carried ahead for 2 yards, and the gamble pays off for the Vikings.
He didn't have it on the initial hit, but he kept the feet moving, fell forward. Golden rule in short yardage, fall forward.
So these updates now official, what we have. All right, here we go. The official word, Daniel Smith, possibly a broken jaw. We'll know more next week, of course.
Still haven't got the x-rays.
Quarterback, the x-rays haven't been brought back yet. Good news on Joe Turley, just a badly strained foot instead of a broken bone. That's terrific. And, of course, the bad news, which is going to be the season for Josh Sales, a broken leg, his tibia in his right leg, and Josh Sales is done for his Blacksburg Bruins career. And that is sad news to say the least.
That is sad. That would be sad if we were 0-5. That would be sad. Josh Sales, the kind of player he is.
Well, you hate it for the young man. You really do. He's a terrific kid.
You know, and I don't know what kind of student Josh Sales is, but I would assume he's a pretty decent student, just knowing what kind of kid he is. And, you know, he's the kind of guy who maybe could have played some small college ball somewhere, and now he's going to have to sit out the last 5 games of the season. Nobody's going to be able to see him play against good competition. That's what stinks.
Some confusion on the field as to what's going on. 3:36 on the game clock. First down run by the big fullback, Brandon Fleming, and they're going to put 4 minutes back on the clock. 4 minutes exactly. Too much time was running off, and the officials did a good job to get down there and straighten out the clock situation. So Northside has 4 minutes, 3-3, and they're going to need.
There's no way they go this far in 4 minutes unless it's a busted play, some kind of deep pass that we don't cover. I'm going to call it right now.
They need about 40 yards for a legitimate field goal attempt. They're going to hand it off to Hobson. He's trying to pop through there. He's going to fight ahead for a couple to the 38-yard line from the 36. 2nd down and 8. It was Hypes, Worley, Green, and on the stop.
There has never been a more appropriate last name than Hypes. He is hyped. He's hyped from the time he gets out of class on Friday to the time the game's over, and he is just playing like a wild man in there on that defensive line. He and Ray Williams, Drumheller, you name it, Ryder, Walters, keeping this ball club in the football game.
You got to love that motor. I formation, but I agree with you. They're going to try to hit a home run. They're not going to just methodically take it down the field. Here's a pitch to Hobson. Nowhere to go. What a great play by Grant Duncan, number 27, wearing the home royal blue. He grabbed a hold of Hobson, spun him around, then Drumheller and Walters came in to finish him off. It's a loss of 4. Back to the 35, 2:55 to go. Huge 3rd down and 12 coming up.
Well, Duncan just ran up the field and got good depth into the backfield, and the play ran right into him. Now, sometimes you get in trouble doing that. They'll run up inside of you if they catch you pursuing too far up the field, but that time the gamble and the charge paid off.
Timeouts, 2 apiece. The Bruins can hold. You would think they would stop the clock, and then you got to go after the kicker, but you have to take care of business here on 3rd down.
Single coverage outside on Sims.
Van Marter, he's looking for him. DeHaven out there, and the ball is going to be thrown well over his head, nowhere near. 4th down coming up, and what a advantage for Blacksburg. That incompletion stops the clock with 2:24. And now, if I'm Coach Chris, I'm sending everybody to the Northside punter.
Once again, I said it the last drive, I'll say it again. They beat Peter DeSalvo deep for 51 yards a couple drives ago, and they have not gone back at him since. They continue to try to go at Grant Sims. That's not who you want to throw to.
And now, a legal participation penalty against Northside. Again, they had problems getting somebody off the field. And this is going to push the football back 5 yards. And right now, every bit of real estate is so vitally important in a game like this.
You're in a catch-22 here, Rick. You want this football back. But You don't want to go in there and rough the punter on the block attempt. It's a little bit of a catch-22. You want to be aggressive, but you want the football. A roughing the kicker is an automatic first down.
If I could, I would send the whole sideline. Here they come. There's the snap to Theus, and he gets it out of there. A marvelous spiral. DeSalvo going to let it bounce. Oh, mercy, all the way down to the 15. Give all the credit in the world to Theus. My goodness, what a great kick. Give credit where it's due there for the Northside punter. That is going to be a 60-yard punt when all is said and done. My goodness, DeSalvo back there just had to let it roll. And Theus just bailed out his team. And unless Blacksburg can hit something big here, 2:12 away from overtime.
That'll pop your balloon, won't it?
Yes, it will.
What a great kick under pressure. He had about 4 guys in his face, concentrated, hit the ball where he needed to on his foot, and it turned over, and it went over DeSalvo's head and just kept going and going and going.
Well, that's why I think you had to do what Coach Chris did. Send everybody, roll the dice, and now your offense has to try to put together something it hasn't been able to do all night, a long drive in a short amount of time. You got to go, at least you have to get it down to about the 25-yard line. We've already seen Matthews drill a 42-yarder.
Got to look for Will Matthews here using his height.
I formation. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, and Coach Chris might be playing for overtime here. No game.
Well, you know what? And it might be the smart thing to do, and here's why. I think our defense has played better than their defense in this half, Rick. And I think we have the better kicker than Northside. Coach Chris is going to take his chances.
Smart, very smart.
Where you get the ball at the 10,
yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to take his chances on the short field. And he's going to roll the dice this week like he did last week on the 2-point conversion call. Hopefully we can come up spades today.
I think the Blacksburg coach is going to play for OT. Now, minute 40 to go. Now, if they don't gain much here, will Coach Hickam call a timeout?
Well, if he's got any left and he's smart, he does. He has 2 left. If he's smart, he will.
I formation for Cook. Going to hand it off left side Gregory. He's going to turn it up and gain about 3 yards. And now it's 3rd down. And, yes, Northside will call a timeout. We'll keep it here. 1:22 to go. 3rd down and about 7 coming up. 1 timeout left for the Vikings. Smart play there by Coach Hickam. And this is going to be a chess match from here on in. Both teams out there leaving it all on the field. Northside from a physical standpoint. I think Blacksburg more mental than physical because of everything they've had to deal with tonight. And again, the injury update. Josh Sales done for the year. Broken tibula in his right leg. You knew it was something serious.
Now, see, that confuses me.
I thought it was his left leg. But anyway.
That confuses me, and I'll tell you why. Because the tibia is the big bone. The fibula is the little bone, and that's his tibula. So which one is it?
I don't know. That's what the report we got. We'll have to look that up. Good news on Joe Turley, a badly sprained foot, and Daniel Smith maybe a broken jaw. We won't know. The x-rays aren't back yet. But we do know the most serious injury as it looked from up here, again, came to fruition, the broken leg of Josh Sales. We'll try to find out more after the game when you go down to talk with Coach Chris. But,
folks,
here we go. A lot to do here on the field, doesn't it?
You know you're having a bad night when the best news you've had in a while is that Joe Turley had a badly sprained foot.
You're right. You're exactly right.
You know you're having a bad night.
Give credit to both teams, these Blacksburg kids, for staying focused and playing their hearts out here. They're really just leaving it all out here between the lines.
They have put it behind them, and they're doing the best they can with what they have. And this defense is playing so great. You can't even speak to the way they're playing. And unless Blacksburg picks up a first down right here, Rick, they will be forced to punt.
Great job by the coaching staff to get this team as focused as they could. I formation, twin receivers to the near side. That's the right. They're going to throw it. They're going to hand it off to Gregory. Gregory going to sprint to the 20 and be brought down at the 22, shy of a first down. Clock is running, and Northside has a timeout, and they're not stopping the clock on 4th down with 1:07 to go. I don't understand this.
I guess they're going to save it for their kicker in case they need it.
Now they call it with 1 minute to go.
Well, that makes no sense.
They let 16 seconds run off the clock. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for Blacksburg. 4-yard gain by Gregory, and you got to punt this thing if you're Dave Chris.
You know what I think they thought happened over on the north side sideline? I bet they thought Gregory ran out of bounds, and they were waiting on the clock to stop, and it never did. And then they started looking around like, well, did we take the timeout? He's not out of bounds. And by the time they had made the decision, 15 or 16 seconds had run off the clock.
You know what's interesting, and this isn't a critical analysis necessarily of Coach Hickam? Your best athlete is this Hobson kid. You wonder why he's not back there returning punts. Creasy's had his problems here tonight all night long.
Well,
just something I'm sitting here thinking. You know, don't you want your best athlete out there returning your kicks?
I know a lot of football teams whose best athletes are like safeties and cornerbacks, and they couldn't catch a cold during flu season. That may be the reason he's not back deep. He may not have the best hands in the world. Of course, Creasy has demonstrated a lack of judgment.
That's right.
Maybe not the fact that he has bad hands or anything, but the last time he ran up and tried to catch that punt full speed and it bounced off his shoulder pads, that was just a lack of judgment.
60 seconds in regulation, tied at 3. Pressure's on the substitute punter, Talmadge Flincham, who will be on his 9-yard line.
Who has done a better job than Josh Sales. I hate to say it, but he has. He has kicked the ball great tonight.
Creasy at the 43.
One more.
There's the snap. They get it out of there. Flincham, and Creasy's going to catch it at the 50. Breaks the tackle. 45, and he carries it ahead 6 yards to the 45-yard line. Good coverage on the play. Scott McKee covers up the return man. Now, 49 seconds, you're out of timeouts. This isn't an offense that's shown they can strike it quickly, but strong leg by Theus. You get it down near the 25. They basically have to get 20 yards here, Jared, for a legitimate field goal opportunity.
Yeah, I would say so.
At
with
least
the leg
20
of,
yards.
I would say so with the leg of Theus, what we saw out of him in pregame. Got to play defense. You know, a pick is not out of the question. We've got some good coverage guys out there.
2 receivers to the right. Watch out for DeHaven in the slot. They're going to roll that way with Van Marter. He stands tall, throws it deep, looking for DeHaven. Incomplete at the 12. He was out there. He had gotten behind a step from Grant Sims. 2nd down and 10. Again, a pretty good throw by the sophomore quarterback.
Twin receivers to the right. They ran the inside guy deep to the post. The outside guy deep to the post. Inside guy on a little out and up. He got just a step on Sims, and the ball was overthrown.
42 seconds, 2nd down and 10. Blacksburg, still 2 timeouts.
You have to be deeper than the deepest receiver in your zone at this point in the game. All game, but especially now.
Just like playing that outfield deep, huh? Bases
exactly
loaded,
right.
9th inning.
Van Marter is not a very experienced passer. He may throw the football right to one of our DBs if they'll stay in their zone.
Same formation, 2 receivers to the right. Van Marter stands tall, throws it down the middle of the field, and it's going to be knocked away at the 10. Cauley was out there. Worley and Sims combined to knock it away. 3rd down and 10, 34 ticks left in regulation.
I'll tell you something that I saw there, and I hope Jim Hickam didn't see it. But when Van Marter rolled right, DeSalvo, our right cornerback, rolled all the way back to deep middle. The throwback pass over here is wide open, unless they have the freshman Tyler Holmes waiting on it over here at his outside linebacker spot.
Same formation. DeHaven in the slot, Cauley out deep.
And Hobson is at the tailback.
They think they can hit one of these. It's the exact same formation, which means they're going to roll Van Marter out to the right. Here it is. Now he's going to get way right, and he's going to throw it short. Pressure up the field by Green. 4th down.
And that stopped the clock.
28 seconds, but do you risk another punt opportunity here if you're Jim Hickam on 4th down? It looks like they're going to bring Theus out there. Blacksburg has blocked one, nearly got another, and now Theus back at his 40. If he gets this kick free and clear, we're going to have overtime. If I'm Blacksburg again, here's where I think you play it safe and you just set up a return.
No, they're going to put DeSalvo up. You don't even want to attempt to field this football.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
away. Don't go after the kicker and just don't go after the football at all. Just get away and play it for overtime. And there it'll bounce out of bounds at the 23. We'll have 1 snap. And, folks, we're going to have a 3-3 overtime tie here tonight from Bill Brown Stadium, which means that once we get to OT, each team will have a possession, a lot like the college OT, except it's 25 yards further, right? 10-yard line, which I think is entirely too close for high school football. But, hey, that's the rule. Both teams will have it at the 10, but we have to have 1 more snap here successfully by the Blacksburg offense without a turnover.
Well, I think the 10-yard line is entirely too close. If you have any kind of kicker at all, you're automatically in field goal range.
Put it at the 20. Snap will be taken by Cook. He's going to kneel down, and here we go. All right, regulations in the books. 3-3, Blacksburg, Northside.
Do we get paid overtime for this?
Yeah, I'll check into that on Monday. Okay. We'll take a break. We'll come back for overtime from Bill Brown after this. You're listening to Bruins football on Super Talk 101.7 FM.
Hi. Being there for kids is super good fun.
All it takes is a little know-how. Curiosity. The key to a lifetime of discovery.
Kids will go to mighty great lengths to impress you.
Kids know what's cool. Good thing you don't have to. Moments like these happen every day.
Lend your support. Go to bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
Until next time.
Welcome back to Bill Brown Stadium. We've got overtime. Free football here tonight, huh?
If we win this football game, it'll be well worth it. It's well worth it already, and I'll tell you why.
All the adversity. Yeah,
Yes.
to see these kids fight through that adversity.
Yep.
You know what? You're right. It's been a special thing to watch these kids come back here in the second half.
I'm not saying that because I'm biased in the least.
No.
I would say that if it was our opposition doing the same thing. This club has been decimated. I mean, and early. It happened early, and Josh Sales went out, Daniel Smith went out, Joe Turley went out, and then that was it. And it was either turn up the juice and play ball or roll over and die, and they chose the former. And they came out and played a really good second half, especially defensively, did just what they needed to do down here after Northside muffed that punt. A good throw from Cook to his receiver. Good kick by Matthews. The ball probably never got 13 foot off the ground, but it's good. It's good. Doesn't matter how high it is or how pretty it is. It went in.
But one thing I'm very disappointed in is this cheerleading squad who couldn't get me one of the little Blacksburg footballs up here. I was hanging out of the press box. You're no help. Durlee didn't help me over at Channel 2.
Well, you have my window closed.
I mean, you're outside there, Durlee.
I've got a feeling that between Durlee, you, and me, I probably have the best hands of the three, and you've got my window closed. So what am I going to do?
I don't know. I was a pretty fair handsman linebacker.
But seriously, we got to get some arms on the cheerleading squad.
Yeah, that was pretty weak there. Again, you can see the replay of this exciting game a couple times next week on Channel 2. Channel 2 does a great job, WTOB, replaying the home game. 7 o'clock Monday night, 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon.
Okay, I got a question for you. Talking about overtime, and the ball's going to be on the 10-yard line if you're Blacksburg or if you're Northside, either one.
I hope it's on this end so we can actually see the coverage a little bit.
And you run a couple plays, run first down, second down, you don't get anything. Are you going to kick it on third? Come on,
why
Coach.
not? After what we saw last week with the football is going to be damp this time of night. Sure.
I think you have to kick it on third.
Kick it on third down. You have a mistake with the hold, cover it up, and didn't do it again on fourth.
And the thing is, if you're planning on kicking it on third, you have to decide what you want to do on first and second down to give your kicker the best opportunity to make the field goal. A touchdown is the best case scenario, but what we've seen out of both of these offenses so far tonight, that's likely not to happen twice. So it's probably going to come down to the toe of someone.
I think we got good news. I think the ball will be down here to our right, which means it'll be pretty much where we can see it and where the TOB cameras can get a good view at it, where they're located. So this is good. So the Bruins and the Vikings couldn't settle it in 4 quarters. It's going to take overtime.
Not the prettiest football game you ever want to see. Not the high-scoringest football game you'd ever want to see. Just hard-nosed football.
This is just the innards of this Blacksburg football team on display here tonight for homecoming. You know what? It is really kind of nice to see how hard these kids are playing for their fallen teammates. I mean, they really are. They have played extremely hard. The coaching staff's done a good job. And it looks like Blacksburg will be on defense first against this Northside offense. Now we play until somebody doesn't do what the other offense did. That's how it works in overtime.
If you're wondering why we're excited that it's 3-3 against an 0-5 team, you haven't been here.
You haven't been here to know what has happened to this team here tonight. You're right. Here we go. Northside, first play. There will be no clock the rest of the way. This is all downs and what you can do out of it. No game clock. Overtime snap number 1 for Grandin Van Marter.
Watch play action here.
3 men in the backfield, a wing on the left. They're going to hand it off, and this is the fine tailback, a big hole on the left side, and that is Chris Hobson near the goal line. They're going to spot it at the 2. 8-yard pickup on first down, and boy, you didn't expect that, a big surge. They've been running left all night long.
They have been running left all night long. Looks like they favor that side over there with Flores and Corman, and they've had good success. They had a big hole. We could see it. We had a good view from our vantage point over here, and the hole just opened like the Red Sea, and he just ran right through it. I thought he was in. When he fell, I thought he was in.
Yeah, they're going to spot that at the 1, so a 9-yard pickup on first down. Hobson in OT. And Coach Phipps calls a timeout. He saw something he didn't like with the right side of that defensive line. They ran right at the right side of the Blacksburg defensive front. That's where Hobson's had the success. This kid had a pretty nice second half. He's carried the ball 15 times here in the second half. He's been the workhorse. 3-3, second and goal from the 1. And Northside has a chance to take the lead in overtime.
And the bad news is he's a sophomore.
Yeah, good news for Coach Hickam. A lot of rumors swirling. Will this be his last season, his 30th year? He wouldn't answer that question directly when I put it to him. Second and goal from the 1. Here's Fleming, the fullback, and I don't think he got there. He dived. He got hit at the line, dove ahead, and I don't think there's any gain.
No
Third
gain.
down and goal.
I think what happened on the first play from scrimmage, Rick, is they were unbalanced left just like they were on that play. I don't think Coach Phipps liked the way the defensive line or the linebackers adjusted to it, and that's why he called the timeout.
They adjusted there, though, actually pushed Fleming back. The ball originally was a little bit inside the 1. Now it's outside the 1. Third down. Full house backfield. Hobson, your tailback. He'll probably get it here. It is Hobson, left side. He dove. He didn't get there. He's turned away at the half-yard line. And now it's fourth down. What a nice job. Tell you what, Coach Phipps, we talked about his timeouts. They were at the 1, and they lost a yard, or at least a half yard. It's fourth down, and now a timeout will be called by Coach Hickam. Oh, what do you do here? You had the ball inside the 1. You lost a half yard in 2 subsequent plays. Your field goal kicker has missed from this hash mark already tonight. What a victory there by Blacksburg, at least for the moment.
Now he's going to bring in the beef here is Coach Von Phipps. Chris Weaver, number 79, 6'4", 277-pound junior, is going to check in, it looks like. And it looks like Talmadge Flincham, who's done such a great job of punting since Josh Sales went down with the injury, is going to come in. He's 6'3", 280. So we're going, looks like heavy jumbo on the line here, fourth and goal from the 1. Maybe fourth and game from the 1.
I hope the folks here really appreciate what they're seeing from this football team here tonight. This has been an inspirational performance. I don't think that's overstating it.
Drumheller will leave the game.
Fourth down. They're going to go. And now it looks like we're going to have a timeout called by Von Phipps. And that will be, well, let's see here. Timeouts. One more. One more for Blacksburg.
You get 2 in overtime, don't you?
Yeah, so they have one more. One more timeout for the Bruins. We'll keep it here. 3-3, overtime. Northside, after their timeout, decided to forego the field goal. 0-5. Hey, why not? Why not 0-5?
Sure.
Don't leave it on the toe of your kicker.
Well, and I think that they have the mindset that, look, if we punch this in, that's got to be all Blacksburg can take. They've been so decimated tonight, psychologically and physically both, that if he's got to be thinking, hey, if we punch this in, that's it.
Fourth down. Ball is right at the 1. They lost a half yard on the 2 plays they ran after the 9-yard gain on first down. Crowd going nuts. Then the defense respond one more time. Fourth down from the 1. Van Marder under center. Takes the snap, gives it to Hobson, left side. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. And the Vikings lead it 9-3 with the extra point coming. Blacksburg, though, will have a possession of their own.
One of the best things you can do as an offensive unit, if the defense brings in the jumbo guys on the interior, is run off tackle, run outside at defensive end. That's exactly what Northside did. They went just a little bit wider than Blacksburg thought they were going to.
Theus in to attempt this very crucial extra point. Creasy will hold it. Low snap, flags are down. The PAT is blocked. The PAT is blocked. Penalty against Northside? No, against Blacksburg, they're going to say. Procedure, no, it's against Northside. You decline it. Oh, a huge play by the Blacksburg kicking team. They blocked the extra point, and it's 9-3. Now Blacksburg's turn from the 10.
My fault entirely. I thought they were going to call illegal participation on Stuart Worley for running on the field late. But they did not. Illegal procedure on Northside, and that opens the door for the Bruins.
From the 10-yard line, you need a touchdown and an extra point. We'll see what Coach Chris comes up with. And one thing that's good about the injuries is the fact that John Cook has had to be in this game now for, well over 3 quarters. So he's used to combat, if you will. Kevin Gregory, the same deal. I mean, they've been out there. They've been the cogs of this offense, this makeshift offense, after losing Turley, Sales, and Smith. And now you've created an opportunity with your special teams game. We talked about how Blacksburg's dominated that area tonight, Jared. They do so one more time.
John Cook and Kevin Gregory are going to remember this game for a long time, win or lose. They remember it a whole lot more vividly if they won. So I'd love to see him come back here and bring this ball club back.
From the 10, the Bruins offense saunters that onto the field. They're going to have Gregory in the I formation, dotting the I, along with Robert Jennings. He'll be the fullback. Receiver to each side. Quarterback sneak with Cook. And he's going to take a pile near the 6-yard line.
Not a bad call on first
Not a
down.
bad call at all. Of course, this is 4-down territory. They're going to spot it at the 7. It's a gain of 3 for the sophomore quarterback.
You know, Kevin Gregory, when practice started in August, probably didn't think he was going to see much playing time this year with the type of caliber running back that Josh Sales is at tailback. However, he is in one of the biggest games, in one of the biggest situations that we have had all year, standing at back at tailback.
It complies with Coach Chris's philosophy about, hey, let's get 2 quarterbacks some work. You don't want to lose a guy and then have a guy completely cold. That's what we saw tonight. Philosophy pays off. I formation from the 7, 2nd down. Cook wants to throw. He lost his pass near corner. Did Creasy intercept it? He did. Game over. Northside wins. Creasy picked it off in the corner. It was intended for Clemens. And the Vikings get their first win of the year in overtime, 9-3. Cook's pass attempt was intercepted. And on homecoming 2004, when 3 of your starting players have been lost, all 3 to devastating injuries, you play your guts out and you fall short, 9-3 in overtime. But folks, tip your hat to this Blacksburg team, the way they just put everything behind them and left it all on the field. And also kudos to Jim Hickham's club for gutting this thing out and getting their first win of the year. And it was Creasy, the young man who made the mistake on the punt return that allowed Blacksburg to kick the tying field goal. He made the big play in the end zone, and Northside beats Blacksburg 9-3 in overtime. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll begin our post-game coverage after this. You're in tune to Bruins football here on Super Talk 101.